It's gonna be a hard time, and the whole town it will die.
Jesus.
What were we laughing about again?
What are we ever laughing about? Really?
What were we ever laughing about?
What?
Can you remember how that started?
Nope.
It was like one of these.
Of course you remember.
One of these absolute psychos will probably remember, but like exactly. But it was an early episode, and we just decided just laugh, pretend I've told a joke, and then I came up with a stupid punchline, and then we gave up on that about 20 episodes in, and just laughed and said a thing.
Yeah, just said a thing.
It's kind of disgraceful in a way. Hi, hello,
hello.
To those of you listening, which is the correct way to experience this. Hi. Welcome to Big Damn Cast. Nerdy news, geeky gossip, stuff that's fit to fill your time in the gap between new episodes every week. Nice to see you. Till now. More on that later.
Yes.
I'm Chris Johnson.
And I was never really here.
But we can see you now. We can see you. Oh my god, right, so this is interesting.
Right.
We
cool.
are, for those listening along, which is the correct way to enjoy this, we are streaming this live. If you're on YouTube, if you prefer to absorb the podcast on YouTube, look at that, my hand's in your frame, then you can watch us. You can watch us, like, there's the recording's happening. I nearly forgot to press record until Matt pointed at the screen before we started going. I was like, good point. So I'm going to have to take Silence Wild Track after we've finished.
Whoops.
What a twat. But we're also streaming this live on Twitch on the day of Tuesday, the 22nd of March. Mm. And the chat has already exploded with all three fan.
All three fan?
George says, how exciting.
It is very exciting. I'm very
Millsy
excited.
Who is laughing along in the chat.
Good.
And Dopey 1965 says, I never thought this time would come, but if the Big Damn Cast must end, then you bet Kneecap Dan shall be here.
Well, here's the thing.
It's not ending.
Yay,
well,
there we go.
But here's the thing.
The
Big Damn Cast is ending.
But
we're not going away.
Well, so it's not ending then, is it?
Here's the thing. Hyperbole. Those who've been following all the social media and at the end of the episodes will have heard us counting down ominously over the last sort of 10 or so episodes of this podcast.
It's a quote Dave Mustaine.
Do that again?
Count down to extinction.
Is that how he did it? For the purpose of those listening, Matthew's flapping his hands in front of his mouth.
Boggling in a wig. Who knows how he sings?
Wig boggling.
Singing is a strong word. I love Megadeth, but Dave Mustaine singing.
Dave Mustaine, number one boggling.
Number one boggling.
We've been counting down to this, episode 300. The reason this is significant is because we're gonna have to end up explaining this for the purpose of live stream people at least twice over the course of the next hour or so.
Cool, that's fine.
But let's start now for those who showed up early before we crack on with the recording, which you guys can get involved in. We've been counting down to episode 300 because 300 celebrates.
It's a good number, isn't it?
It's a good number. It celebrates 300 uninterrupted consecutive weeks that this show has gone out on Apple Podcasts, formerly iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, and the YouTube across 2 channels. A big part of that, and if you've ever enjoyed the show, I don't know why you would, but if you ever enjoyed...
We don't.
If you ever... we fucking hate it, I'll be honest. He has to sit in a room with me. I've got to make graphics.
You've got to sit in a room with my farts.
As you can see, graphic design is my passion.
Hey.
And God. And look at this shit.
Look at
this shit. What is this?
Look at this. Look how long my arm is.
Charlie Longarms. And you know, but the big if you've ever enjoyed it, the reason why it's never tripped and the reason why it's been there for you every single week is down to this gentleman here. because about 50 episodes in, so about a year into it, something came up where it was unlikely we were going to be able to fit one in, just for whatever reason. One of us was going to be busy or something that week. And I went, maybe we'll take it off for a couple of weeks. You went, nope. I was like, oh, okay. You went, nope, not happening. And we immediately hunkered down, met late at night that week, pre-recorded 2 episodes.
We did it.
Scheduled that shit. It helped that after a while SoundCloud allowed scheduled uploads.
Yes.
That helped tremendously because for a good sort of year, I was just having to be there at 10 p.m. every Thursday night to go. That's why sometimes an episode would be early in the day.
It's not a way to do it.
It's annoying. YouTube, easy. Been able to schedule that since the very beginning.
Yeah.
So easy.
Then it'll take it down for no reason.
Buggers. I think there was one time where I accidentally uploaded it a day early.
Do you remember
on YouTube and I just went, oh, fuck it.
Remember the Big Damn Love for Aliens? Do you remember any edits I had to do to get that uploaded without a copyright strike?
God, yeah.
15 edits.
And that was pre-Disney acquisition. Yeah. So that's Fox wanting their money.
15 edits.
It's Fox wanting their cash.
Jesus Christ.
So, come hella high water, come holidays, gig weekends, because this madman's one of those welly stompers. Weekends.
Weeks.
Pantomimes, 7-week periods of interruption. Yeah. We've never missed a week. However, there's a couple reasons why this will be the last weekly show.
That's the important. Weekly show.
And
the last show.
Technically, the last Big Damn Cast. Because there's a little, which we'll tell them about later. But the Big Damn Cast is dead. Long live Big Damn Cast.
Yeah.
Stick around for more on that. But there's a few reasons. One, cold, hard, boring, cosmetic reasons. It is hard to get your show noticed right now.
It is hard to get your show
noticed. It's really difficult. Some sites favour constant, consistency scheduling, structured uploading. Some don't. You may have noticed some of your favourite YouTubers, for example, who used to post 2-3 times a week, now post once every few weeks, and they make a bigger thing.
Yeah.
And it does better because that's now what the algorithms are favouring. Longer form content.
Yeah.
Stuff that shows up seasonally, isn't necessarily reactive, but is well timed. So we know there are a lot of you out there who listen to every week or binge it after a few weeks, and we know you love it, and we love you for putting up with our nonsense this whole time. But for us to have more opportunities for this as a project, it's got to get bigger. And to get bigger now, you have to get smaller in terms of how much you put out there.
It's weird. It's
we're at
the point where we've got 2 options. We either stop doing it or we do less.
Yeah. And doing less doesn't mean you just get one normal style episode once a month, for example. It just means that when you do get one, it's a bit bigger and a bit different, and it's maybe more focused about a topic, and maybe we move reactive news and current events to the Discord. Support us on patreon.com/BigDamnCast to join the Discord. So if you want to talk to us about news stories, we'll be doing it there from now on when it happens. Yeah. There'll be more bits and pieces for YouTube going forward. But a lot more of that would debut on Patreon first. So, commentaries, things like we're bringing that all back now that, we're in a world where we can sit down for 20 minutes together in a room and record a thing, and it's less complicated. Yeah. Rebecca in chat says, I feel a rebrand coming on. Sort of.
As long as it's not a Russell brand, we'll be alright.
Jesus Christ. Good Lord. Oh. I think he's forgotten Sarah Marshall at this point. He's moved right on. So that's one reason. For the show to grow and expand, and for us to present more kind of unique content regularly for those who can support the show, this is the easiest way of doing it. Yeah. Because there is, for quite a simple podcast of 2 blokes sat in a room talking about pop culture news, which is a really unique premise, and no one else is doing that at all.
Not that it's not a crowded marketplace.
Not at all. Not at all.
Easy pickings.
Yeah, and especially 2 white guys. That was rare as hell, White guys in their 30s who've got nostalgia for the 90s. It's rare. It's rare.
Beards. Beard.
Well, yeah. When we started the show, I couldn't grow a beard. I still can't grow a beard, despite trying desperately.
Very fair, but
But like for us to, I lost my train of thought because I'm now just sad about my beard.
oh,
For us to,
we're all sad about your beard.
yeah, for us to sort of stand out, like you bastard. We need that support at the core.
Yeah.
So if you have never supported the show on Patreon before, A, how dare you fuckers? I'm kidding. B, how fucking dare you? And C,
why would you?
you don't have to support it to get new stuff from us going forward.
No,
but there will now be a lot of stuff for people who do. Because little micro things, blogs, short videos, early releases for things.
Because there hasn't been a lot. There just hasn't been a lot.
we started to get into a stride, and then a pandemic happened.
Yeah, and we just never really got out of that funk.
F's in the chat for Chris's beard. Screw you! Also, hi everybody. We'll catch up in a moment, and we're going to open it up to sort of questions and stuff shortly as well. But
bearing in mind, I can't see the chats.
Yeah. I'm moderating. But as always, Matt's seeing the emails because there's another reason why being regular would be pretty tough right now, which has been alluded to quite a bit.
Yeah, we've not really talked about it, but
and only talk about it as much as you're comfortable doing so. But your better half's been in the chat talking about it quite openly.
Yeah, this is very true. In just under a month, there's gonna be a baby.
A big damn baby.
Big damn baby. Oh, God. I said we were not going to do that. And we did it. I hate it.
You didn't say it to me, so...
I hate it. Yeah. Mine and Keaty's. Not yours and mine.
Yeah.
That'd be weird.
I mean... I won't put it past us at this stage.
We think daughter. We're not sure yet. We're fairly sure.
And to be fair, they won't be sure for a little while.
They won't be sure for a little while as well, so yeah.
Give them time.
You could say. They're due in, like I say, a little under a month.
Yeah.
So that's a big life change.
And even though this is just two dudes in a room talking shop, a lot of work goes into getting the show out.
It's been hard enough to keep this regular with, like, working full time. And to
steal this man away from a brand new adventure, a duty, a role in his life, for even just like 3 scheduled hours of the week to talk about fucking Morbius, not right. It's not right.
We don't have to review Morbius.
We don't have to review Morbius because we won't be putting things out every week. I mean, we're so sorry that we're not reviewing Morbius. We won't. We probably will get around to it.
But
we won't be going to see it in the cinema on release. Put it that way.
Christ, no. I won't be going to see anything in the cinema
you definitely shouldn't because
many weeks.
Because if that ends up being the last film you see in the cinema for a while,
no.
that'd be a shit last film to see in the cinema for a while. I assume. Which
does mean I'm probably not going to be able to see Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness at the cinema.
Oh, I'm sure we could babysit one evening. So you guys can go. We'll figure it out.
But anyway, yes, so that's...
Unless we take you... we do switch dates. Lou and Keeks can go one night, and then you and me can go another night.
I don't hate that idea.
There we go.
So yeah, that's, I've been struggling for a long time to juggle this with life as it is.
New job and everything.
New jobs, a couple of new jobs since
it began.
Because it was when we launched the Patreon, I'd gone full freelance.
Yeah.
And then that was kind of not going anywhere, and that becoming a struggle. And then
I've been full freelance the whole time, and I can tell you, it never goes anywhere.
Yeah. And then,
never goes anywhere.
And then the pandemic hit. So it's been a real fucking struggle to the point where there have been many, many times where I've just thought, fuck it, I'm not going to do it anymore. But I'll keep doing it because it's important to me.
You're also very good at it.
Well...
And it's kind of in a world where, you see kids, when you get into your 30s...
Oh, God.
You get quite a few more responsibilities than you were anticipating.
Well...
So having a solid excuse for us to shoot the shit every week...
Yeah, it means a lot.
Because it's something for you, but it's for us.
Yeah.
The thing is, we are not going to stop seeing each other every week.
No.
Like, that is a thing that's going to happen. Because weirdly, we're going to have at least 3 hours of free time we wouldn't normally have because we'd be spending it recording weekly. So, like, we're going to see each other plenty.
Yeah.
But also, there's another human being in the equation now,
Yes.
and that human being is the focus. That human being needs to be the focus, because it would be shit. If we were pushing on this, and just getting a phone call from King's like, "Where the hell are you?" And you're like, "We're talking about fucking the Flash getting delayed 7 times." Like, it's not right. So,
that's the thing. It's fucking hell. It's if I was, big time full podcaster, if I was one of the McElroys,
good pull, good pull.
It wouldn't matter. But
because it'd be a livelihood.
Yeah.
Like, you'd be able to fit it in
it
that
isn't,
way.
and I'm not. So something's got to give.
Now, someone out there singing "Let the Bodies Hit the Floor." So, if you want to help out with that, Patreon, just saying, .com/BigDamnCast. Because if it gets to a point where we can justifiably do it a little further down the line a bit more regularly, great. But that's part of the long game here. It's about letting the show, also alongside everything, letting the show grow in a new way. Is it going away? Yes. Also, Big Damn Cast ends with this episode. Big Damn doesn't finish. What does that mean? That boy needs therapy. There will be more show. It will be, if you're watching on YouTube, if you're listening to this on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, feed ain't changing. You do not unsubscribe, because Summit will be coming down the pipeline. So don't worry, we ain't gone. If you're in the Patreon, if you're on the Patreon and you're on the Discord, we're still going to be popping in and shooting the shit and talking about stories. More so now, because we don't have to save our opinions for weekly episodes anymore. We can talk about it immediately. If we see it on Twitter and go, well, we can just tell you.
Although, if we don't have an opinion, we don't have to have one now, which is lovely.
That's true.
I don't have to have an opinion.
Wish for anything. Say, I wish for the Nile.
I wish for the Nile.
No, wait! So, I just want to double back into the live chat a little bit, because after you broke the news, it's a wall of congratulations. Wow, congratulations. Love hearts. Big Damn Baba. Sorry.
Hate it. But thanks.
Harry Draper. Hey, Harry made a freaking Flux reference. Your as yet unborn child.
Yeah, I don't have one of those little... I have to settle for just feeling the wriggles.
Dopey 1965 says, name them Tom Monty. And a lot of people... Millsy, who says, to be honest, I'm happier without the Morbius content.
Hey! That's what we want.
Call Me Ian says, you are going to be a great dad.
I try. I'm going to try.
You're going to try?
I'm going to try.
Oh, God. Oh, Rebecca, no. She says, Yonko would be a great uncle. He's not letting me anywhere near his
No. The
first time we're meeting, will be in, like, the metaverse.
Yeah.
For their safety. Because he's like, you will drop them into a tuna pasta pot or something.
Can we address the metaverse?
Do we have to? Must we go tropical?
It's Second Life.
Yeah!
They're trying to build Second Life.
It's shit Second
Life. They're trying to build PlayStation Home. Because it works so well. Facebook have gone, I've had an idea that no one else has had. It's PlayStation Home. Fuck off. No, no one wants it.
Even the Doctor Who Fortnite package was better than that.
Ready Player One is not aspirational.
Speaking of aspirational, Ginger Animator. Hi, John Gransden.
Hi.
Previous guest of the show says, huge congrats, Matt.
Thanks.
To which Harry Draper said, oh my goodness, is that the John Gransden?
It's the John Gransden.
Animator on Cuphead. Yeah, by the way...
the great John Gransden at the Cuphead animator.
First topic, I am 5 episodes deep into Cuphead. Which isn't hard, because that's like an hour of your time.
Yeah.
It's really fucking good. I'm not just saying that because John's here, but John's reminded me to say something, because fucking hell, it's really good. It skirts that line of being completely innocent and family friendly. Except it kind of isn't when you think about it. Yeah. Like it's on the cusp. It's nice. It's not stressful as playing Cuphead.
Yeah.
It's way more relaxing and entertaining.
That is kind of where my interest in Cuphead sort of failed at the first hurdle.
This looks fun. Oh, everyone hates it 'cause it's so difficult. Ah, never mind.
Me, notoriously good at video games. No.
Come on, like
How far did I get in Bloodborne?
How far did you get in Bloodborne?
I didn't get past the first street. Like the first street full of like, I don't know what they are, cultists, farmers with torches in the middle of a city. I don't know. That first sort of proper Yarnum Street where you have to make your way up it. Don't get past it.
He's so early in Bloodborne that he thinks Elden Ring is a posh pop drink.
Yeah.
So Jesus. The second episode has this it's like the baby on the doorstep sort of plot. And the baby is a baby bottle. And it's adorable and obviously scary because it's that thing of, it's actually more like frightening than they thought it was. Oh no. But also when it like burps or vomits, instead of vomiting it squirts milk out of its teat, which is on its head. And you lot knew what you were doing. Ooh, is what I'm saying. You knew what you were doing.
Oh no.
You knew what you were doing.
No.
John says, I can tell you it was as stressful animating Cuphead as it was playing it.
What? That's art for you.
Although Keeks has come to your defence. Not going to lie, when I got stuck on the new Warframe quest, who had to rescue me, I literally hit a wall and could not go any further.
Sorry, I'm good at one game.
And it's Warframe. Specifically Warframe. Yes. Get ready for the baby to steal all your Transformers.
I've got rid of all my Transformers so the baby can't steal them. Not all of them.
Actually, hang on, yeah. When we record in this office, Matt's a fidgeter, and he fidgets with a little bumblebee.
There he is.
I just realised it wasn't on the table where I normally put it.
I have to do things with my hands.
Well,
yeah.
His parole officer recommends Transformers.
It does, yeah.
Millsy Who says Matt's going to be one of those rare, cool, and also responsible dads. Well, maybe responsible. Oh, right.
Responsible is not a word.
Not yet. But for the first newsy item thing of this week's episode,
newsy item.
Today on Now TV.
Yes.
Peacemaker. The
Peacemaker.
HBO Max original series spin-off of the motion picture The Suicide Squad, starring John Cena as the titular Peacemaker. Came out on Now TV here in the UK. Finally. By sheer coincidence, Matt has watched the entire season and is about to give us a spoiler-free review about it.
Definitely watched the entire season of Peacemaker
today. Yeah.
And not before.
No.
No. Because it was not available in the UK until today.
Yeah.
So this is my spoiler-free thoughts on Peacemaker, which I have definitely watched today. Peacemaker, John Cena picks up after the events of last year's The Suicide Squad, which was
try and keep it spoiler light for The Suicide Squad as well.
Fantastic. Basically, the mission may be done with. The Peacemaker may be done with the mission, but the mission ain't done with him. And he is drafted into a team to deal with something called Project Butterfly, which is a concern, which means that this small team of sort of misfit agents has to go operate sort of underground, under the radar, to try and stop this new threat. But, of course, he's also dealing with the fallout of the events of the Suicide Squad, his family life and past, and his inability to sort of make relationships and good decisions. It's really fucking good. It's really good.
So this is the first DCEU TV series then? Yeah.
And as someone who really liked The Suicide Squad, not Suicide Squad, The Suicide Squad, it is a lot more of that. But in typical James Gunn style, not only is it vulgar and crass and incredibly violent and gory and bloody, but also quite sweet and heartfelt and very character-led. And it's full of moments where someone despicable does something awful, but you find yourself liking them regardless. So it is very much again, like the Suicide Squad, it is taking elements of his earlier nastier stuff like Super and Slither.
Oh,
and
yeah, some of that snuck into the Suicide Squad.
Yeah, and mixing it with his more sort of, I say family friendly, but there's nothing about the show that's family friendly. Warm sensibilities of the Guardians films. There's actually not a huge amount I can talk about without spoiling it, because of the way that this show, it's only 8 episodes and it rockets by. It's fucking hilarious. Like, John Cena is having the best time, and as are all the cast around him. I need to look at some of the cast actually, so I make sure to get the names right, because they are wonderful.
Well, I know we've got 2 returning cast members, Jennifer
Holland and Steve
Agee from the Suicide Squad.
Yeah, they're reprising their roles from the Suicide Squad as main cast members.
Harcourt and John Economos.
Yeah, Emilia Harcourt and the improbably named John Economos.
That was the blonde lady and the tall beardy guy.
Yeah,
from the Suicide Squad.
And of course, this
who body doubled for King Shark when they were making the film.
This does pose the question: does he dye his beard?
Yes. Yes, because Steve Agee was on his Instagram at the time of the film's launch and everything, talking about how he had to dye it, and he was so annoyed about it, and he hated it. And obviously doing the show meant having to dye it again. Does John, giant ginger patch in the middle of his beard, Economos, dye his beard?
We've got John Cena in that titular role as Peacemaker, carrying the series wonderfully, but with this sort of satellite cast around him. Danielle Brooks, newcomer to the series, the DCEU, as Leota Adebayo, sort of the most inexperienced member of the team.
She's a new character as well, in general.
Yes.
Not from anything.
Freddie Stromer, playing a very loose interpretation of Vigilante.
I mean, the costume looks great from the trailers.
The costume looks
awesome. Really good. Yeah.
Again, character's really interesting, daring to play with Peacemaker and the rest of the team, and so as a sort of contrast and foil to that. Yeah, it's just really cool. Really cool. Annie Chang and Lachlan Monroe as Detective Sophie Song and Detective Larry Fitzgibbon. Again, to say much more about that particular plot line, can't do it. They're great in it. There we go. Pardon me, where's the other one I want to shout out? Nhutli as Judo Master.
Yeah, looking way different from the comics, and quite right, considering the comics connotations.
Yeah, Judo Master, again, can't really talk about Judo Master without spoiling anything. Judo Master's great. There we go.
Okay.
And Robert Patrick as Peacemaker's father, Augie Smith.
Going down the comic book route of him being like a massive racist white supremacist,
bigot, basically a Klan member, but is responsible for training Peacemaker and.
What do you mean? That's Bloodsport's backstory.
and giving him all his tech. He makes all the stuff for him.
Like his massive sword and his big old gun,
and like his helmets.
Helmets,
plural.
Because I knew he had a slightly different one in the show, like the one he's wearing in all the promos is different from the one in the Suicide Squad. But okay, all right.
What reason might he have for having multiple helmets?
Multiple heads? Oh my god, he's got multiple heads. He's like those old Power Rangers when you move the belt buckle and the head flips.
Different helmets for different things.
He's got a big penis and it needs its own helmet.
This isn't Big Mouth. All right. No.
John Cena would be a great cast member addition to Big Mouth.
He's probably already done it.
He has a wonderfully dry delivery.
Oh god, he's so funny in this. He's so fucking funny. Everyone is, to be fair. Like they all bounce off each other really well. Whether the comedy is coming from something ridiculous that a person's saying or doing, or from the absurdity of the situation, which it does come from both frequently. And yet, still has that core of warmth and heart that you'd expect from a James Gunn project at this point in his career. Mm-hmm. Again, not quite as nihilistic as some of his earlier work.
Yeah. Something he's made quite obvious in his work in the last 10 years, especially, is that he's he's not necessarily ashamed of his older sense of humor, but he's definitely grown out of it.
Yes.
There's like flavors of that was dark. Oh
And
dear. But there's
room-
no shocking edgelord bullshit in there.
There's room with those characters to lean into that sort of humor.
I mean, the Suicide Squad, the
yeah.
entire taking out all the people in the camp scene between Idris Elba and John Cena is a really dark joke.
Yeah.
But it's in service of a laugh, and those characters are not just of trying to get a reaction out of everybody. It's
and that's more where the series sits.
Okay. Alright.
But yeah,
Alright.
it's fantastic, and we're getting another one. So give it a watch with your eyeballs, and do not skip the credits.
Well, James
do
Gunn
not ever skip the credits.
James Gunn's talked a lot about the credits because every interview about the show during the early press,
The
like 2
opening
months ago,
credit sequence. I mean,
would always ask him about the credits, and he said it was him and the team's mission to stop people from ever pressing the skip credits button. Why is that? What have they done?
So every episode opens. Well, every episode opens with the opening title sequence, obviously. It is a modernist dance sequence featuring the entire cast, set to the. I don't want to say classic. I don't want to say iconic, because I've never fucking heard of it.
It exists.
But
I'd heard it before, but like not in a that one in a I'm sure that's been used as like a needle drop in a film at some point.
The sort of heavy metal hard rock hair metal hard rock tune. Do You Want to Taste It by the band Wigwam. Because
does this feature the entirety of the main and supporting cast?
yes.
Even ones who appear for like 2 scenes.
Yes.
Are all of them good at dancing?
No.
Are they all trying their best?
Probably. I'll tell you who is. John Cena!
Ba, 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 ba.
Oh, and he has a pet eagle. There we go. He has a pet eagle.
Called
Pet eagle. Fantastic animal CGI. It's one of the best animal CGI I've seen on television. The eagle is called Eagly.
Yeah.
D.
Bradley Baker.
Yes. For providing eagle sounds.
Yeah. Perry Platypus himself.
You'll love Eagly. If you don't love Eagly, examine that. And think about what that means for your inner life and relationship with your mother. No, I
or your white supremacist racist
or
father.
White supremacist racist
played by the T-1000.
We all have one. No.
Millsy Who says we need to revolt against the sleazy little skip button. What title sequences do you have to fight yourself to skip when you're binging? Because if I'm watching one episode of something, like if I'm just putting one episode on, I ain't skipping shit. Streaming service, DVD or whatever. If I'm watching the one episode, I'm watching the entire thing.
I don't binge.
But if I'm
as much as I used
binging,
to,
sometimes I'll skip the title sequence a couple of episodes in or whatever.
X-Files, I never skip. Never skip it. Never skip it. Buffy, I don't skip.
Boom. I mean Buffy's like a tasty enough of a portion. It's over before you know it, and you're already sad when the theme is finished.
Oh, it doesn't quite count because I don't stream it. I only have it on DVD, but I don't fast forward it. Xena Warrior Princess.
Okay. How does the opening titles for Xena go again?
A mighty princess, forged in the heat of battle. She was Xena. The passion. The power, whatever it is, yeah.
It's ones with like rolling exposition to set you up.
Just so good.
I'm kind of the same with Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Heroes.
Yeah.
It's like, and there came a day unlike any other. Well, the world's heroes united against a common threat.
If it's got a bopping pop punk like sounds like theme song, and yeah, of course you wouldn't skip it.
We finally picked up this week. I'm curious, you guys, what don't you? Keeks has written a princess forged in the heart of battle. What title sequences do you never skip? Tell us. We finally picked up Daredevil Series 3 this week.
Okay.
Because we just haven't got round to ever watching it together. 3 episodes
Disney Plus,
in.
obviously.
Disney Plus, yeah. I would find it. 3 episodes. Funnily enough, Millsy's just said Daredevil.
Yeah.
3 episodes in, not a lot happens in that first 3 episodes in the grand scheme, and I'm loving it.
Yep.
Because it's really just about building up to like when these two are gonna butt heads again. D'Onofrio is incredible. The guy, I can't remember the name of the agent now, but the FBI
Playing,
guy who's like the sort of the window character.
Poindexter, what's he called?
Poindexter, that's it. Oh no! You're talking about Dex Poindexter.
Yes.
Not him. He's great so far.
Oh, the other guy.
We've only just had the creepy revelation that he doesn't really go on those dates, so we're quite early in.
Oh god, yeah.
He's totally the MCU version of Bullseye, right?
Was that not clear?
Thank you.
Was that not clear?
But no, the
you're
FBI
talking
agent, the one who's like his family's in the shit financially.
Jay Ali.
Yes.
Rated Dean.
He's really good.
Yeah, he's very
He's
good.
really good because the first episode is like broken Matt after the events of Defenders, and
in many ways.
yeah, and broken Karen and Foggy dealing with their friend possibly being dead, and a little looking at what's going on with Fisk in jail. And then the last 10 minutes is just this completely separate story about this guy and his family and them being financially screwed. And ends with him being the FBI agent who is getting info out of Fisk. And you sort of realise, like, oh, that's where this is going.
Yeah.
It's so good. But that's another one. Cannot bring myself to skip it, even though it's like a minute 50 seconds long. Yeah. And also, because I've played Spider-Man PS4 so much now, I can hear the composer's style in the incidental music.
I say, don't skip Daredevil.
Don't skip 9.
Jones. Skip Iron Fist. Skip the whole show.
I thought we were talking about the title sequences.
And skip the Luke Cage title sequences.
Which is a crime. That one should be more of a thing. But like Bulletproof Love from the end of the series is way more impressive as a piece of music. Bob's Burgers never skips kicks.
Yeah. I mean, it's very short,
John,
but it's also got gags in it.
John, Doctor Who, because I'm a nerd.
Yeah, Doctor Who is a hard one to skip.
We fast forward it in our marathon sometimes, but only because there's this weird little thing we do where whenever we fast forwarded it, it's on the PlayStation, so you still hear it sped up. And we just kind of sit there. We just kind of sit there going, you know, as
an experiment.
Just kind of wiggle around as we're listening to it.
When we were watching some Xena on DVD, we played back some of the episodes at 1.5 speed. It was exactly as hilarious as you imagined.
Don't do that. Our friend Crystal did that and got bollocked for it.
It's very good.
It's hella rare that I skip anything, to be fair, says Gargantuan Apple. Lewis, don't skip. 9. SL Prawn, hello, says Star Trek, Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, and Voyager are can't skip intros.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
What about the original series?
It's only good when it's got the lyrics to it.
I wrote these to cash a check.
Jesus.
Bob's Burgers says John one totally don't skip. Dopey says I only skip the title sequences, kneecap down, when I'm not particularly interested in what I'm watching.
Yeah. That's a good. Yeah.
So you're trying to get through it as quickly as humanly possible, but oh god.
It's because a lot of streaming only shows now have very, very short title sequences. Virgin got no title sequences at all.
If some of them start with the title sequence, sometimes when it like auto skips to the next episode, it just jumps the title sequence. So I'm like, whoa! I want to hear it. I remember one time it did that for Limmy's show, and it essentially skipped because like every one of that show would open with like a little thing, and then he turns to camera and go like, "Welcome to Limmy's show," and then the title scene was just a boom, boom, boom. That's all it is with the title on the screen, and then it cuts back to what he was doing. A couple of times it just skipped to that boom, boom. I'm like, you've just missed like a minute of something going on at the beginning.
Toast of London.
Toast of London. Yeah. The end titles as well. Actually, I quite like.
And What We Do in the Shadows.
Yeah, never skip What We Do in the Shadows.
Never skip it.
Holy shit! Never skip the opening titles to that. What a find! Like that it's got to be this song. Why? It just has to be. Oh, perfect. I'm trying to think of any others that I will not. I mean, Red Dwarf as well. Specifically, the first two series where it is a minute long, like.
Yeah, and then the whole
slow
floating
reveal.
head.
Yeah, with the recaps, which are always worth it because there's new jokes in them. They always end on a new joke, so they're always worth it. Prawn says Futurama and Simpsons are obvious. Can't skip the intros. Yeah, I mean Futurama.
I'm not as big on Futurama or Simpsons.
Futurama, there's no point skipping it because it's quite short and punchy anyway.
Yeah.
Simpsons, they perfected the art of don't fast forward because every single one had a slight variation on a joke, whether it was whatever Maggie was scanned as or what was on the
But they lost the art of making a show worth watching. So
comedy
trade-off. Really?
Kneecap Dan says, "Why would I watch something I'm not interested in? You may ask. Podcast research mostly. I have to watch so much trash. So did we."
Number three that we're making it. So
Oh,
we can watch
God.
more trash.
Oh no!
And not have to relate it to current events.
Gargantuan Apple, Community's one. That song's a banger. Call me and
Ones that I must skip The Office. Skip The Office every time.
Yeah, and it's not even that long,
Yeah.
but it's just like, let's get into it while we're waiting.
Yeah.
Modern
Family.
So I think when the show is like a 21-minute sitcom, you're like, come on, let's just go.
Yeah, let's
just get in.
Let's go.
Like I want to binge several of these.
Yeah.
Call Me In's trying to cozy up here. A certain Dennis the Menace version. Yeah, the 90s one. The no.
The 80s Transformers show. Never skip that.
Oh, never skip Transformers.
Never skip Leg Day. No matter which weird version of that theme it is.
Best piece of music ever created to be part of a Transformers product. Go. Incorrect. Dare to be stupid. Weird Al Yankovic.
No, it wasn't created to be part of a Transformers product.
That's true.
Yankovic'd it from his album.
God damn you.
Dare to be stupid.
But then he's in the film.
Is it?
No, he's not. But they cast him in one of the Netflix era ones.
Oh yeah.
As like a nod to him being on the soundtrack
Cyberverse,
to the
I
movie.
think, actually.
Oh, pre-Netflix.
Yeah, it might be Cyberverse. I don't know if it was the...
Pret-a-Manger flicks.
I tried to watch the first of those Netflix Transformers shows. And it was just so fucking dull. So dull.
Yeah.
Like the voice acting, there was just massive gaps between each line.
Oh.
It was like it felt like they'd done it all separately, which probably had, because voice acting. And then dragged and dropped it onto the timeline.
Driggity drops.
Not actually took the gaps out.
Okay. Or
And nothing happened.
Or there was an annoying human. There was an annoying human character chatting away, and they went, "Actually, we can just cut them out."
Well, no, because the first one sat on Cybertron.
Ah.
So
there's probably like a talking toaster or something with catchphrases.
Talking toaster.
Talkie toaster.
That's why our toaster had blew up.
Yeah, your toaster blew up.
It didn't blow up.
Your toaster didn't blow up.
I just got woke up at 4 this morning by Keats going, "There's a funny smell and the sockets have gone off." I'm like,
oh god.
Am I still dreaming?
Oh god.
And so we had to go check the fuse box, and funnily enough, the thing that had tripped all the sockets was the toaster, and it did smell a bit funny, like a bit burny, but there was nothing in it. So I don't.
Fuse. If a toaster company would like to sponsor us going forward,
then you have to send me one.
Yeah, we've got to test it first.
Yeah.
We would not accept a sponsor unless we could test that damn shit.
If it blows my fuse box, you're paying for it.
A couple more bangers have been slipped in. Oh, yes. First off, X-Men the Animated Series.
Oh! Have you seen the Japanese version of that?
Yes.
Oh!
I mean, that is good. I'm still a sucker for. Dun, 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 dun.
In fact, like most anime themes that I've seen tend to not be skippable. Neon Genesis Evangelion, don't skip that shit. Okay, it's a banger of a song.
Neon Genesis Evangelion. Evangelion.
Evangelion. Ava. People call it Ava.
Tomato.
Yeah.
Evangelion.
Yeah.
Big Bellendian.
Thank
you. Thank you very much.
Yeah. No, I ain't skipping that.
And Spectacular Spider-Man has been suggested. That one is fucking bop, to be fair. Living on the edge,
the best part of the 90s Amazing Spider-Man TV show is the theme tune.
And the only good part of
it.
I'm sorry, but
it's not everyone
who keeps going, oh,
it's not
seriously,
good.
90s Spider-Man, oh, it's my jam.
It's bad.
You've not rewatched it.
It's bad.
It's awful. It's really bad.
Batman the Animated Series.
Yeah.
Ain't skipping that one.
And that's impressive because it's a slow burn. Like, it's a slow arrangement of the Elfman theme. Explosion at the back! Boom! Oh, I love it. So good.
Yeah,
so good.
It's very good. Very good indeed.
Keek says, I would have checked the fuse box myself, but it's really high up over the front door.
Oh, no, I'm not mad that she woke me up. It was just weird.
Fuck is that?
Yeah, I was like,
Is that the toaster? No, it's the moaster. And you're not getting a new toaster. I said, like, you're not getting one. You're like,
nah.
You can grill it.
I mean, we will get a new toaster eventually.
Just grill that bread in the meantime, innit?
Yeah, just grill that bread.
Grill it. Grill it.
Grill that bread. Raise that sail. Ho! Hook. What?
We were talking about Hook before. We were talking about Hook.
We were talking about Hook because I saw it a couple of weeks ago. Well, I saw half of it. I didn't see the whole thing.
Where did you get up to? Or where did you start?
I got up to Peter being saved by the mermaids.
Right.
Weirdly getting snogged by mermaids. Just being a bit
no, they were giving him oxygen.
And
grabbing his dick. And
fucking lip locks 3 different mermaids in about 2 seconds. How much oxygen do they need to give him? All they need to do is get him out of the water.
Look, Robin Williams was a handsome man. He was at the height of his powers. And they're mermaids. They don't see hairy people. He was exotic.
He is very hairy.
They were like, we've got to kiss him. We're really sorry, mate. We have to kiss you.
The late, great, hairy-knuckled Robin Williams.
The late, great, actual baboon in a suit. Hairy man Robin Williams. Lou didn't know that there was a Popeye movie, and Matt showed her a clip of it before, and now she wants him to leave the house.
Horrifying. Big arms!
His arms are so big. His prosthetic arms. Gigantuan says, I got the new Marvel Legends X-Men the animated series figures today, and they're gorgeous. Have you seen them?
Yeah.
Beautiful. And they're in like VHS style cases, and there's it's like a Jubilee, Wolverine, and Mr. Sinister, I think, are the first ones.
Mr. Sinister.
They revealed Jean Grey today in a controversially shit, apparently, orange suit with a blue tunic.
It's just not very interesting, is it? It's not a very interesting costume.
It's a very. What is this saying about?
What does this say about
your powers? Like, a few of the 90s X-Men designs are a bit like that, though. It's like, what is this actually telling me about?
Yeah,
like,
all the 90s
Wolverine's
X-Men
costume, 70s, you know, he's got these little knuckle things, he's got this spiky helmet on his mask. It's like, he's saying, oh, he's feral because he's got hairy arms out, like, there's something going on there. He's got tiger stripes on his side.
The 90s
Wolverine
feral, costume is basically his original costume.
Oh, but that's what I mean. That's what I mean. Like, all the insignia on it is like, it sort of tells you something. Yeah. Cyclops, blue, flashes of yellow, and then this big red and yellow thing on his face, and you're like,
the
what's
visor.
That?
As long as Cyclops has got the visor, his costume's doing the right thing. Iceman don't have a costume. Beast, he's fucking blue, don't need a costume.
Yeah.
Big furry blue cunt.
Storm has an unnecessarily big billowy cape going from like her wrists to her back,
but
on each
arm.
arm.
She's actually wearing clothes.
But you look at it, it's like that's like a sail. It's sort of like okay, wind. Right, got you. Okay, fine. But then like Jubilee, I'm just in a yellow coat.
I'm just in punk stuff, mole rat stuff. Like, you know,
and I'm Jean Grey. What are your powers? I'm telekinetic.
I'm dull.
And have telepathy. And if I concentrate, I can sort of fly short distances. Cool. What are you dressed in? I don't fucking know.
Body sock.
Just a body sock.
Gambit. Head sock. Why? Why the head sock? Metal collar bit. Why? If that was where he kept his collapsible staff, like a necklace staff, it'd be shit. But
literally with Gambit, keep his knee-high boots, whatever. Sure.
He's got his weird knee-high metal boots, hasn't he?
Keep them. He's
supposed to be a fucking thief. He's covered in bits of plate metal.
Keep him, because he's got his staff, and you can have that be the same metal. So you're sort of showing that he can brawl, he's going to kick and stuff. But drop the weird armour on his upper body and just give him a fucking purple shirt.
Yeah, which they did in
Ultimate X-Men. In Ultimate X-Men, he's in like low-key clothes as well.
X Factor, where the post.
That looks weird.
Yeah.
For those listening along at home, Matt just got his penis out.
Yeah. I didn't. You can't say that.
I can, and I did. And I will again.
The proof is that it hasn't happened. In X Factor, it was not the. It was the post.
Come on, nerd.
One.
Come on, nerd.
But Peter David came back to it. It was when they were working for Serval Industries.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, it was the first.
Keep going.
It was the first X Factor reboot.
You got this.
It was the second X Factor.
Did he still have a face sock?
He had a face. No, he didn't.
Did he have long hair? Oh my god, he's looking it up. He's looking it up, boys and girls. In the meantime, if you've got any questions for us that you'd like to ask about the show or the future of the show, maybe you came in too late, maybe you just want to ask us about some pop culture stuff that's on your mind right now, send them in, because we'll respond to them in this next half hour of the recording of this, the final asterisk episode of Big Damn Cast.
Oh no, I'm wrong. He didn't have a purple.
And after all that,
it was a uniform body glove without the weird that all the whole team had, but with the jacket added.
Right. Why is he covered in cats in this image?
I think just dude likes cats, isn't it?
Dude likes cats.
I think it was his solo series at the time where he had the purple shirt.
Throw me a cat.
Yeah.
Throw me a cat.
He's going to charge those cats with kinetic energy and then throw them at the target and then they'll explode.
John says, I see your Evangelion, Matt, and raise you Gurren Lagann?
I'm not familiar with Gurren Lagann. But yeah, I assume so. Like I say, most of the anime stuff that I've come across has had banger theme tunes.
I've been meaning...
Japanese know how to do theme tunes.
I've been meaning to, and I think now's the time, meaning to actually watch Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah, Cowboy Bebop.
Because it's like, what, it's like 20-odd episodes.
Yeah.
Solid, like, run, and then there's a film. Yeah. I'll do that. Harry says, even as someone who grew up watching 90s Spidey, it doesn't hold up, particularly seasons 2 to 5. Season 1 with Lee's influence just about holds up, but not it's not amazing.
It barely held up at the time.
Rise of the TMNT. I've still not watched any Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That's the most recent iteration. Oh, I think that one's done now as well.
The one before that had a banger.
Nickelodeon Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Nickelodeon TMNT, yeah.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. He just shifts the notes of like the classic one.
Yeah. More chanty.
Here we go with the Ninja Team, so extreme on the scene doing ninja thing. Yes, that was a great show actually, and yeah, I wouldn't skip the theme music on that either. Such a good show.
Adventure Time.
Millsy says in relation to Adventure Time, yes. And the end credits as well. The end credits too. Just come along with me. Millsy in mentioning the Spider-Man animated series. Started watching it, and Morbius story went on for 20 million episodes. Would rather watch the new film, and that's saying something. Oh yeah, the Morbius thing. God. Felicia, I need the plasma.
Fuck off.
And how Black Cat gets involved with Morbius. It's very strange. Don't like that. Sorry, Draper. Don't like that.
Don't like it.
Gargantuan Apple says MTV Spidey is leagues better than the 90s one. I agree. And that's not great. It's just different and weird.
To be better than the 90s Spidey, it doesn't have to be great.
Michael Dorn is Craven, the voice of Craven.
To be fairly competent.
Michael Dorn is the voice of Craven.
Yeah, okay.
It's great casting. It's really good. And there's no Black Cat for weird legal reasons.
Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Yeah, and the villains at the end of the series are these psychic twins who are not from any other source material. It's weird. They do a version of Rocket Racer, but it's not Rocket Racer.
They're not like a weird version of the Midwich Cuckoos from X-Men.
Yes, but it's not them. Like, there's no reference to it or anything. It's and like they don't do Black Cat, but they do a character called Talon. For reasons.
Well, I guess they were wanting to say that because it was spinning out of the 2001 movie, wasn't it?
Yes. Well, yeah. In that weird, the characters clearly don't look anything like the characters from
supposed to be the
Spider-Man, yeah. But and they make an X-Men reference. You know, I bet even the X-Men get to go to parties. It's like, oh, that's funny because there was a deleted scene in that original film where Stan Lee was a sunglasses salesman.
Yeah.
He said like, wear them just like the X-Men wear, which is a reference to like the black leather look from a couple of years ago. I mean, there's some Spidey villains in that. There's a Lizard episode, which is pretty great. There's Kraven's a villain in the last in the two-parter at the end of the series.
Yeah.
Big Wheel / Rocket Racer sort of get merged into one character.
Big Wheel.
And Kingpin. There's a Kingpin episode.
Oh yeah, it's
with Michael Clark Duncan as the Kingpin.
Yeah.
So it was them going, maybe we're in the same world as the Daredevil movie. Who knows?
You and the Daredevil.
Bunch of cock blockers. Oh, good lord.
What?
Keek spat a hook factoid. I'm fairly confident that they shaved him for Pan, in reference to Robin Williams.
Shaved him. Waxed him. Waxed him clean. Like a child.
Oh yeah, Electro's in that series too. I forgot about that. There's a whole episode with Electro, and it's the first time he was blue in any medium outside of Ultimate Spider-Man. In fact, he wasn't blue in Ultimate Spider-Man in his first couple of appearances.
He wasn't.
He was in like a weird leather one piece suit with a lightning bolt like open
he was
shirt.
blue by the time the video game came along.
Yes, yes, he was. Yes,
because I remember that.
By the time of Ultimate 6, he's blue.
Yeah.
Pasty Sheep's joined this recording of episode 300 to ask, what? This isn't a live reenactment of the Zack Snyder movie 300? I'm hooked!
This is Sparta!
We could get topless, but it is too hot for Twitch.
It is too hot for Twitch.
It's also too hot in general because it's been really... Here in the greater Manchester area, it has been sunny, but kind of not warm sunny today. Like, there's just been these bouts of, it's really hot now all of a sudden. And then as the evening settled in, it's got really warm.
Usually if you're in somewhere where it's surrounded by glass, because glass amplifies heat.
Oh, so you've been sweltering today. In your Peacemaker watching day.
Peacemaker watching.
Where you watched all of Peacemaker in one go today.
I watched Peacemaker all day.
Legally today.
I definitely only watched it today.
For Peacemaker, asks Millsy Who,
yes?
Was it hard to watch a whole series where you can't see the lead?
It's a very colourful costume.
Yeah, you can see the clothes moving around.
Yeah, it's very...
That's what the helmets are for. Yeah. So the viewer knows where his head is.
It's a very invisible man. You see his clothes.
John can't skip the credits of Gravity Falls.
No, fair. Yeah.
Fair play. Fair play and good choice.
Yeah.
So, Kneecap Dan asks, what are your favourite and least favourite things about the 300 glorious episodes you've done and this whole experience so far? Any episodes or experiences stand out as particularly good or bad?
Anytime we've had guests on has been a fucking riot.
That's been that's been really fun.
Absolute riot.
Because it's this weird little pocket dimension where suddenly you're welcoming in a lovely friend and having to sort of and having to make them sit there while you go, right, we just need to do this stuff and we need to hit it. And it's a very odd sensation.
It is a very odd sensation.
And then
it's always a laugh.
And then it always ends up being some of the best episodes as a result.
Yeah.
And the fact that some of you guys got, talking to the guests now, some of you guys got competitive. Like, John had the longest episode of the show.
Yeah, that was quite good.
With a guest in.
Yeah.
And then I think we topped it with your Game of Thrones recap.
Yes.
That was like 3.5 hours or something.
That was the better part of 4 hours, wasn't it?
And then I think Charlie on his next appearance tried to break John's record, and then like later on he just about managed it or something, and it was nuts how much that became a competition.
Yeah.
I always felt that when Billy was a guest, he just wanted to get the episode over. Because like he's such a proper joker, and he's up for, he's like, this will be really fun, and then he's like, fucking hell, you guys are just running this into the
yeah.
We could be watching Venom again.
To be fair, that's what I've been saying for the past 200 episodes.
I think that one is a highlight. Though, actually. The Billy Tracy, John Granson, and Dan Sherritt guest episode where they took us to see Venom because we were gonna see it. We weren't in a rush. We really kind of didn't want to, and then, and again, just to reiterate for anyone who's new, Matt, duck your head forward slightly. See that there, folks? It's a big fuck off Venom toy. I like him. I like Venom. There's a symbiote Spider-Man down there. I like Venom. I do. I didn't want to see the movie.
Inexplicably.
I didn't want to see the film. Well, come on. As a kid, I loved to draw him.
Yeah.
As a reader, I fell in love with the Rick Remender, Flash Thompson Agent Venom era.
Yeah.
So, and now I've read all the Ryan Stegman, and then no, it wasn't Ryan Stegman. He's been illustrating it. Whoever wrote it for like 2 years, and then Donny Cates took over. I've been reading that recent run, and it's amazing. It's so good.
Yeah.
I've not started the new...
Cullen Bunn.
Cullen Bunn's great. Really good horror writer, especially when he plays in the superhero sandbox.
Yeah.
And he did a really good run on Thunderbolts as well.
Yeah.
With Agent Venom.
Yeah.
See? We talk about nerdy shit. Occasionally. But yeah, we weren't like dying to see the movie, and then they were like, we've already seen it. We will take you to see it, and then we'll record the Big Damn Cast with you. And like, just sitting there in the cinema, reacting to this movie, and then both kind of looking to the side to see 3 little excited faces staring back at us. Like, yeah. It's like, oh, it's hilarious. That's one of my favourite ones.
That's quite good.
Charlie surprising us with a fucking Mexican wrestler outfit in the 5th birthday episode.
Oh, that was very good.
Because we were already... That was the last time we streamed one live as well.
Yeah.
But we knew that it was going to be a laugh.
Anytime we're having Charlie on, it's going to be a good time. We just know it's going to be a good time.
And like, we got a tweet with the hints of the last few days of like the last one. Someone was like, "Fucking Charlie better be there." It's the last one. Well, don't worry about it, because
it isn't the last one.
Charlie may not be appearing in another episode of Big Damn Cast, but neither are we. But we'll be appearing in something else, and Charlie is more than welcome to show up in it.
It's the last one of these, but it's not the last one.
For those who've joined us late.
Yeah. It's not the last one. It's just the last of these ones.
Is there any bad Big Damn memories? Like, obviously not something to drag the tone down, but
not of like bad episodes, but just like generally the general sort of trying to get shit sorted. Sometimes has been exhausting.
When there has been zero fucking interesting thing happening in the pop culture landscape one week.
Yeah.
That's tough, because like the way we plan the show out is sort of like every fourth every 4th or 5th one will sort of have like a topic most times, like, you know what I mean, there's something we're like, we'll talk about that week because that's coming out, or we wanted to do another trivia episode because they're always a laugh, and we just like put each other on the spot, let's do that, and you know, so we those ones are fun. But then 2020 in particular, all the news stories became well, this thing's been delayed and the release date for this is now in question because they don't know when it's getting made.
And we were having to record it remotely, which was just a fucking slog.
Yeah, which, like, when we do that, we normally do that on average about 10 times a year.
If that.
Panto season, maybe Easter show season, and maybe, like, if one of us is really unwell, we'll do it remotely. And then for a year and a half, the show was remote. And put it this way, it was the 1 trillion thing inconvenienced in terms of priority on this planet. But it was so annoying because, like, the way we'd record it is we'd get together. It was either like Tuesday night or Wednesday morning, and we'd record it over Skype.
Yeah.
And then I'd send you my audio.
Yeah.
You'd engineer the audio file.
Yeah.
I'd get the graphics done based on what we talked about.
Yeah.
Because obviously it was that unpredictable. I couldn't, like, pre-make anything. And then you'd send it back to me through Drive or WeTransfer or whatever, and then I'd download it and have to render it. It was just this whole thing that was already quite tough to slot into the week. Even though we had all the time in the world because we were in lockdown.
Yeah.
It was just like, this is the most... And here's the thing. When you make, like, a really big meal, or you decorate a room, or I don't know, like, you've got a giant freaking new platoon of, like, Space Marines for war hamsters. It's long and it's tough, and you put so much time and effort into it. But then at the end of it, you play and display that stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Or you sit in that room and enjoy it, or you eat that delicious meal. We're not listening back to Big Damn Cast every week.
No. Well, at one point I was having to because my shitty laptop was... Or your shitty laptop. It was your shitty laptop, actually. Before you got this new MacBook.
Yeah.
Was pulling the recordings out of sync with each other.
Yeah, there was like this weird, slight... It was imperceivable shift. You just have to listen to it and then go,
and then keep fixing it. And that was happening for a while, and that just... I think that's the closest I came to quitting and just being like, fuck this.
I remember you said that to me at the time. You said, like, I don't know if I can keep doing it. And I said, send them to me.
Yeah.
Like, I'll, like... Or we'll alternate. Like, I'll do 1 week, you do the next. I'll do 1 week. Yeah, this was pre-pandemic. This was...
that was post-pandemic.
Oh, no, I had the new laptop by that point.
No.
No, I know what it was. Audacity wasn't compatible with this one yet. I had to have like a pre-thingy version.
One. That was once when I was working at Amazon. It was just fucking exhausting.
Oh, you can slag them off now because you're well out of there.
Oh yeah. Fuck those guys.
We only ever hinted who you were working for when you were slagging them off.
Now you can only ever hint of it. I have to be really
Penis
careful.
McMillionaires.
I have to be really careful about who I'm working with at the moment because I don't want to say something online and get in trouble for it because then I'll lose my job. So, yeah.
That implies you have bad things to say about it.
Well,
Gossip! No.
No, but no bad things to say about that. Just bad things in general.
just bad stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, right. So if you, for example, said cunty bollocks right now.
So if for example, I was J.K. Rowling and like to talk about a certain group of people as if they were non-existent or, you know, an enormous subculture of sex offenders, that would get me in trouble. But because I'm not J.K. Rowling,
I don't want to give much airtime to her in this last regular episode of the Big Dab Cast. But can we just briefly talk about what a fucking monster she is?
Just...
And that might sound like, oh, it's a bit much. No, I'm sorry. To double, triple, and quadruple down on her transphobia.
Never has someone so beloved become
Oh,
so virulently hateful so quickly.
it's mad. I saw a joke tweet today that said, wouldn't it be terrifying if her husband got sick of all this and divorced her, and then she met Graham Linehan on, like, Tinder? Well, that'd be fine, because then we could just lock the doors of the building that they're both in and cut off their Wi-Fi. We only have to sabotage one internet connection. Trans rights, J.K. Rowling is a TERF. Another question from Rebecca. Can you ever refer to Florence Pugh without calling her Florence Pew Pew Pew?
Who?
Florence Pew Pew Pew?
Oh, Florence Pugh Pugh.
Yeah, can we ever call Florence Pew 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 something not Florence Pew Pew Pew?
Florence...
Are you familiar with the actor Florence Pugh?
Pew, Barney McGrew.
Cuthbert Dibble. Cuthbert Dibble and Kate Bishop.
Kate Bishop!
Kate Bishop.
I want a Kate Bishop and Elena team up. Just like movie, series, whatever. Series of light novels, I don't know. Just...
Harry Draper wants to point out that Billy Tracy doing his Venom impression on the show was a real highlight.
Yeah, it was.
Yes.
Yeah, it was.
Yes, Billy's
and
Venom
a highlight we remember
spectacular.
fondly to this day.
Speaking of fond memories, our first ever, like, really big deal guest. Can you remember when that was? Because it was Christmas of 2016.
Fuck me. Yeah.
Pasty Sheep says, Guy Lambert as Father Christmas was top tier.
Wait, you mean Father Christmas?
Oh yeah, and then he popped out.
Yeah.
Like,
and
for the
Guy
occasional
came in.
sentence when Guy would come in and...
Yeah.
I love that we do that. We said to Guy, like, we'd love to get you on the podcast. And he said, ooh, I don't know, I want to see you lovely boys, but I don't know if I want to be on it, really.
I don't want to talk to
And
you.
we said, it's the Christmas one. Do you want to be Father Christmas? You went, oh, alright.
Oh, alright.
And that began our Christmas recording tradition, where, not last year, because last year was order-wise, we knew we'd get a Christmas episode recorded. In the week of. And we had to hit deadlines of, like, No Way Home and everything. But for the years prior, we'd always pre-record if you go back and listen to any of the Christmas ones that are Christmas specific,
they're always pre-recorded.
They were always pre-recorded in early November, and we would always buy a shitload of mince pies and have either, like, mulled wine or something, like, while
and sometimes we even record an episode while we do it.
Yeah. Will you make this?
Buying all the mince pies.
Will you make this the longest ever show for the last one? He's had a full day of work, and I have to edit this bitch. No.
No.
Your Halloween episode from 2018 is one of my favourites. The sanity just starts to disappear as it goes on and on, and there's chaotic hilarity by the end. The 2018 Halloween episode.
Halloween holiday.
Halloween episode.
I don't remember.
What's that one, Gargantuan Apple? Remind us.
I don't remember any of these. I don't remember any of the 299 episodes we've done previous to this. As soon as I finish talking on an episode, it goes out my head.
John says, I didn't remember that I was in the Venom review. So it was a treat to revisit after listening to us and Billy talking about Venom 2.
God.
Carnage Electric Boogaloo.
Venom 2, let there be... I mean, that... movie of the year, isn't it? It's just glorious.
Oh, Mr. Soft Touch from the Drunken Christmas movie wrap-up is another highlight. Mr. Irresistible from the Fifth Birthday.
Oh, Mr. Irresistible! Speaks only the language of love.
Whilst, like, pounding you into the mat, obviously.
Well, but, you know, just pounding.
Oh, keep going. That's nice.
No, I can't. I'll get in trouble.
Ian says, there was a few weeks during lockdown when the stuff that we touched on one week ahead of that, like, following one got moved back and then moved back again.
Yeah. That was horrible.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I think we joked about this off mic last week.
Yeah.
Dopey says, I saw someone suggest Charlie as the next Doctor Who based on seeing him in Corrie. We joked about it because someone had tweeted out.
Oh yeah.
Charlie was. People were speculating that Charlie might be the next Doctor Who.
I'd love that
because of the recent announcement that he and a few others are leaving Coronation Street.
Yeah.
And the timing of it and all this, and it's like, right. I mean, for the sake of like Charlie's career, agent, or whatever, we aren't going to give you any extra information. But it was hilarious to read that. It was absolutely hilarious to read that because it was just this whole thing of, oh my god, is he in the running in some people's heads? That's amazing.
I love it.
We know a bookie's favourite.
Oh,
we know a bookie's favourite.
On that subject, we need to talk about Hugh Grant.
We do need to talk about Hugh Grant. Keep your questions coming in. We'll catch up with all of them. So do that. Yeah.
Why?
So
why would you want Hugh Grant to be? I mean, talk about
take care of the universe for him. He's put a lot of work into it.
Just
and then he regenerates into Joanna Lumley. Even the universe can't bear to be without the Doctor.
Look.
I'm looking. Except for the
look.
people who are listening.
You wanna. It's wish fulfillment. It's wish fulfillment for a certain segment of the Doctor Who fandom.
Yeah.
Who, after having two very different female Doctors from what we normally get in the Doctor Who mould, want to return to the most predictable, bland, milquetoast, white dude choice.
And you said
imaginable.
White. You left that little gap, and I thought you were going to do Gazorp feels. white guilt.
Choice. It's like Hugh Grant. I mean,
now
respect to Hugh Grant. I like Hugh Grant as an actor.
He's in his character actor phase now.
He is in his character actor phase.
He has been for the last 10 years.
He is.
He has played the Doctor in Curse of Fatal Death, one of the incarnations.
Yes.
He was the handsome Doctor, unlike Richard E. Grant, who was the lick the mirror handsome Doctor.
Lick the mirror.
Richard E. Grant. And also, he was Russell's first choice when he was bringing it back. He wanted Hugh Grant to do it.
I can't imagine.
Hugh Grant was like, I don't know if it's for me, and he went, fair enough. And then Chris Eccleston was like, heard you doing Doctor Who, I'd like to throw my hat in. And Russell went, oh my god, of course, really? I didn't think you'd ever want... Brilliant, yes! And started writing it for him. Then he got to work with Hugh Grant on A Very English Scandal years later. So, the stars have aligned in places.
The thing is, though,
but
I can't see.
Yeah.
And I have no insight into his creative process or his thought process, but I cannot see the Russell T Davies of 2022.
R2D2. Angrier than before, Russell.
Casting Hugh Grant.
No.
As the Doctor.
No.
Coming after Jodie Whittaker, if for no other reason than it feels like a Rise of Skywalker moment. Where you're just going to go...
Oh, yeah, no, it is that stuff you wanted, everyone.
Everything that came before... Look at this huge sea change that's just come. and shaken things up, and now lets us go into a really new and interesting direction.
Yeah.
But actually, we're not going to do that. We're going to ignore it. We're going to pretend it never happened. We're going to actually, we're not even going to pretend it never happened. We're going to actively contradict it and say, "Oh, that's not what was going on at all."
That was an experiment.
Yeah, and it just...
And that's why... I mean, I've been very vocal. I think the next Doctor has to have one limitation, and it has to be a female performer.
Yeah.
Just to set it in stone. Just to set it in stone for the general public who just go, "Oh, Jodie Whittaker, she's Doctor, isn't she?" And that's their knowledge of it. You set it in stone that the Doctor will now be anything after this next incarnation.
Or, even better, a non-binary or gender non-conforming performer.
Oh, agreed.
Let's just throw gender out the fucking window completely. Let's get it gone.
Yeah, well,
get it gone.
Well, for me, I think next one, female, just to like say, girl Doctor was not an experiment. Like, the Doctor can be female now, and then after that, you open the floodgate to everybody, anyone who you want to cast in it. If you want to skip that stage now, sure, yay, good still. But to go back to an archetypal choice, like
because it is.
Yeah.
If you'd have asked, let's go back and look at all the bookies odds for all the Doctors since the night.
Yeah.
Hugh Grant would be fucking in there.
Oh, Hugh Grant, Bill Nye.
Bill Nye. Like,
Patterson Joseph always comes in as a late contender.
Which I don't hate.
I don't hate.
Do not
I don't hate. He would be very good. And it's been a long enough time since him playing the slimy weakest link contestant for it to not be weird.
If we're not going to get a female Doctor, having a person of colour play the Doctor is still a positive change.
Changing the status quo of the show as it was.
I did with Jo Martin, but she hasn't been
the main character,
regular Doctor. Yeah. So it's still moving in the right direction of it.
I mean, the suggestion that keeps coming up that I keep going, yes, is Tanai Miller.
Yeah, sure.
It's like,
sure.
Yes. And again, Russell alumni, has worked with him, knows the shit, is very good.
Yeah.
What was wonderful about this story, the Hugh Grant speculation, is that it all started to come around on Monday morning. And on Monday night...
Grant? Oh, Hugh Grant.
Huge Grant.
Oh, okay.
On Monday night, Huge Grant completely quashed the rumour on his social media by saying, no offence to Doctor Who, but this is bullshit. And it's like, there you go. And yet, this morning, all the sites that regurgitate news stories and whatnot, and just copy-paste it and change the word in, have all been reporting it today, on Tuesday, because none of them have gone to Hugh Grant's Twitter to see that he's made a statement saying, no, not true.
Journalists. I mean, to be fair to them, he would deny it anyway.
True, well, he just wouldn't say anything. Like, now... going back to James Gunn regularly debunks all these fucking websites and YouTube journalists like Grace Randolph, and goes like, this is horseshit. What you're saying is horseshit. But by that point, the story's already been shared by all these sites that just pump out content at a rate of knots, and very rarely do any of them do the follow-up saying, James Gunn denies this. It's
There's a reason why I blocked a lot of those sites on my Google Newsfeed.
Yeah, I keep seeing job adverts on LinkedIn for Screen Rant, and I'm like, I mean, that'd be easy for me to do because it's remote. You just check in with the office.
That they're not going to. They're going to be fucking hell.
But then I looked at the application. The application, you need to turn in something like 23 articles a week, and you have to use their structure for the article, which means they have a very distinct. And you can, if you just go on any of their articles, you can see it. Headline that's eye-catching, brief sentence related to the headline. Explain what the thing is. Explain like something someone said about it.
Fuck that.
Briefly touch on the headline thing, but obviously it's not the same as the headlines alluded it to be. Shitload of information underneath about the product in general. Like, it's pointless.
Copy
garbage.
Articles from press releases, basically.
So I was just like, no. I can't do that. I'd cry.
Just copy it out, but change the words around so it makes it look like it's yours.
To be fair, as a listener, the 2020 year is one of my favourite eras of the podcast as Gargantuan because of how much work you guys put into keeping it aloft. There you go.
Thank you for that.
It was worth it. That was good. Thank you very much.
Very sweet.
So, like, listening to us being frustrated that fuck all was happening in the world helped you guys get on with the frustration.
It was a very frustrating time. Very frustrating
time. Harry Draper, Big Damn Love was great. Loved those.
I'd love to do more of them. It's just so much work.
Patreon.com/BigDamnCast. when it comes back, which it will in some form.
And it's one of those things to be like brutally honest about it. It was so much work for so little return.
Yeah, and that's not obviously like the people who watched it.
No one ever watched them.
The people who watched it. Yeah. Thank you so much for watching it.
But what?
But it never grew or spread further.
Never grew.
Now
it shrunk.
Now, longer form Big Damn Love, as part of going forward in the future, again, stay tuned. Because it's a concept we like. And I know you've got at least 5 or 6 of the concepts already like half scripted or like listed up and plotted. Yeah. So it will happen, but it'll look different. And it'll probably be done in a way where I will set up everything that's needed technically.
I will just set up and go.
I get you in to read your lines, and then I edit it.
Here's my present.
Send it to you, you check it, and then, which I'm up for. Cool. But the only way to justify that is to get more financial support so I can actually do that in my time and spend time doing it. Patreon.com/BigDumbCast. Pasty Sheep says, "In the Moth of Madness was my first episode. Loved it ever since, starting from scratch. Can't wait for what comes next. All luck and love, gents. Bless you, Pasty. In the Moth of Madness." Was that the Recapaldi 2-parter?
I think that was the first.
So in the Moth of Madness and Throbbing Pete Meat.
Yeah.
Throbbing Pete Meat is one of my favourite titles.
Throbbing Pete Meat. It's just disgusting.
What were your favourite titles? I want to know that in the comments. One of mine is What Does James Franco Smell Like?
What does everybody's favourite Krampus?
What about Guillermo del Toro?
Everybody's favourite Krampus.
Everybody's favourite Krampus.
Yeah. Let's have a look at some of these titles that we've done.
Gantra said, "I Big Damn Love was such a wonderful ray positivity and a big influence on the stuff I made after they came out." Yeah, if you've not seen Gargantua and Apple's channel, folks, go and look him up. Lewis Palmer, go and look him up on YouTube, because his stuff is fantastic. Do it. And also, that was one reason we did Big Damn Love, and that was the name and that was the intent. Is we realised that when we wanted to make video content, we didn't just want to be posting a lot of negative shit.
Yeah.
Because everyone was doing it at that point. It was just takedowns. We're now sort of living in the era of YouTube video essay revisionism. People don't tend to be taking stuff down, or if they do, they're being constructively critical of it. You know what I mean? They're being a lot more like, here's why it didn't quite work for me, and I think that if this had changed or that had changed, and this is objectively awful, but this had potential, and la la la. And it's like, this is refreshing to see. Even channels like Red Letter Media, which I know you stopped watching because of just how cynical it became.
So negative.
They've changed back because you can see they've got bored of being negative.
Yeah.
So they don't review any films they don't want to see. They only ever review stuff they actually go and watch now.
Yeah.
Which is nice because if they don't like it, they don't like it, but they chose to go and see it, and they joke about the fact they're like, bruh. And their series Review has become my favourite show on their channel. Well, they just pick a thing that they really love, and they talk about it, and that's what Big Damn Love was about. And that was you early on. You were like, I don't want to do any stuff where we just go off on one. We teased.
We do that on the podcast, but
but for the videos, I think we teased doing a mini series of Big Damn Hate, we just can't stand this thing, and here's whys. But we never did, and probably because we were just like, why?
We don't need to do that.
It's doable in a way that's, again, constructive and interesting. Movie Bob on YouTube does a series called Really That Good, and there's a 3-part one-off called Really That Bad about Batman v Superman.
Yeah.
That is just this fascinating critique and breakdown of narrative and everything.
It's interesting. Yeah. It's not just this is shit.
And he makes a point in that saying, I would never do another one beside this. Like, this is it. Woo! Hair's big. Hair big. 2018 Halloween was Halloween Larks and Rosa Parks. It was nearly 3 hours, featured Charlie, a very drunk man, and ramblings about Ghostwatch and Michael Parkinson.
There we go. That's why it was good fun.
Halloween Larks and Rosa Parks. What a title.
I'm just looking at some of these.
Nilsy Who says the Avia Rad song always brings a smile to my face. I always sing it when it comes up. Avia Rad. Avia Rad. Avia Rad. Avia Rad. Avia Rad. Got Venom on his lunchbox. Anyway.
On the subject of that, did you see Christina Ricci's going to be in the Wednesday series?
Yes.
But not as Wednesday.
Not as Wednesday Addams, which makes sense because it's Wednesday in high school.
And
she has a forever youthful face.
But she's not that fucking young.
She's not 18. Big Thick Capaldic.
Big Thick Capaldic. It was Bulbous and Sweating was the first one. Throbbing Pete Meat.
Throbbing Pete Meat!
Throbbing Pete Meat.
Oh.
Yeah.
I reference the Avi Arad song a lot, and nobody ever gets what I'm referencing.
Well,
brilliant.
Yeah,
good.
Madness.
Never let them understand it. Question for anyone who listens to our show.
Yes.
When the weird credit to Avi Arad came up on screen at the end of No Way Home in the cinema, were you all just like, oh, bloody hell.
We neg the Meg.
Avi Arad, we neg the Meg. Oh, God.
Meg's on legs. Meg's on legs. Jesus, that was a highlight. Meg's on legs.
Matt and the Bridge Baby is another highlight.
Baby, fucking hell.
Not to be confused with Can a Baby.
Would a baby. Should
a baby. No, of course not. Can a baby. My God.
I'll get around to writing it one of these.
There's a few emails. Gantry and Apple's mentioned they've sent an email in where they talk about some faves, so we'll get into that.
Cool.
One of Ian's favourite titles is Disney Plus is played by Sky Ghosts.
It is. I've still not watched a lot of those, but we need to have a Sky Ghost.
Fuzz Bucket. Candle Shoe.
We've got to watch Fuzz Bucket at some. We've got to do it. We've got to do it. We want content that isn't just this. We need to watch Fuzz Bucket.
Another favourite title of Ian's: Taika Waititi's surprise erotic project.
Very
that was literally us going. Every other story this week is so minimal. Should we just make that the title? Yeah. And
erotic.
And YouTube is not where we get the majority of our like engagement. YouTube is an option and it has an audience, but like it's Spotify nowadays is the prime place where people seem to be listening based on all of our analytics. And yet, I remember the Taika Waititi one's views being significantly larger that week than any prior for like the last few months.
Because that was a clickbait title.
It's a clickbait title. Did his thing.
We're not above doing clickbait titles.
We really are not. We really are not.
Really are titles.
Not. Oh God.
We tend to do the tongue in cheek.
Oh, this is interesting. I'll bring this up to you, actually. Call Me Ian says, wait, not seeing movies you don't like. I thought you've still got to rate movies even if you don't finish them. Are you aware of the YouTuber Your Movie Sucks?
Oh, yeah, I saw this.
Right, so it's called Adam, and they do, like, movie review. I think I watched some of the stuff a few years back. When they did, like, Oscar broadcast review packages.
They consciously cribbing from Roger Ebert.
I don't. I think it was very much that thing of I'm just going to talk about shit films, and like that was their thing.
Because that is.
But then
they
talk
the name
about
of a book that Roger Ebert wrote.
Your Movie Sucks.
Criticism, yeah.
Probably is because they probably were into that as they grew up, and then of course you become a content generator. So they got to the point where they acknowledged recently that they watched a film, and they've done this several times. Part of the way in, got really bored of it, stopped watching, but then still did a review. And it's like...
You can't review a film you haven't seen.
Yeah. And the comparison he was making when people argued back was, like, if you were eating food and it tasted like shit, you wouldn't finish eating it, would you? It's like, yeah, but there's a difference. One of them's a thing you're putting in your body.
Yeah.
That if the first taste it's not doing anything for you, that's either your personal preference or it's been prepared wrong.
Yeah.
And that is how you know if it's good or bad. Like, to you, subjectively or objectively. Yeah. That's how you know. A film, you don't know if it's good or bad as far as you're concerned or on a technical objective level unless you finish it,
which I don't think is necessarily true.
You can absolutely get a flavour by a certain point of I'm not going to dig this, but then there are films that like they make a statement by the end.
Yeah,
some of them change genre halfway through.
Yeah, can you imagine?
Fresh has just come out on Disney Plus.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
Not saying anything about it, but like it's not what it's marketed as, and it does not make that obvious for at least the first third of its runtime.
Can you imagine reviewing From Dusk Till Dawn on just the first 20 minutes of it?
I thought it was really boring. It was a weird heist movie. It was a little too camp, a little too up its own arse. George Clooney was just like, oh, he's trying to play up at being slick, and his Tarantino's not quite right, and I wasn't interested. They went to this like bar in the desert, and I just lost interest and tuned out. It's like, oh my god, if you'd watch like 2 more minutes. Oh my god. And because that's the thing, it's like you should go like, yeah, I tried to watch that, I just couldn't get into it. Here's why I couldn't get into it. But you don't call it a review and you don't rate it.
Yeah.
Because you haven't finished it. You haven't played it. You don't know. It's like game reviewers. I hate the fact that game reviews for publications, if they're not given advance copies, they grind out a review in the first couple days of its release, and you know that the person who's been assigned to review it has not finished it, or they've stayed up all fucking night
and
to finish it.
Not the optimum experience with it.
Yeah, because they've rushed it.
That's on.
I would rather. It's on the publishers, but I also publishers of the game for not sharing a review copy,
right.
but also the publishers of the news sites, because I would much rather wait a couple weeks to read a review that's actually considered than one where they've played some of it and then written a review.
But it's also a conscious
or
thing
forced
by
it out.
the game publishers. Bethesda openly said it. It's like, we're not sending advance copies out to critics because we don't really care about their opinions.
Which is bullshit. They do care about their opinions. That's why they're not sending out advance copies to critics.
Yeah.
Because if they get a bad review, they're worried it'll affect the release. Whereas I'm one of those consumers who, unless I see a trailer or whatever that makes me go, I'm going to see that, or I'm going to play that, I tend to look up at least 1 or 2 reviews beforehand of a thing I'm not already sold on to get a sense of, and then go, oh, do you know what? All right, go on, I will go see that. That sounds like it might be up my alley. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's this weird relationship that people have with online reviews for stuff, for media, for video games in particular, movies as well, where they think that a good review score is the be all and the be and end all of a movie or game's life or success. Need we remind you that some of the movies that are regarded as absolute fucking classics right now were shat on when they first came out in the cinema?
The Thing is my favourite movie of all time. It got fucking savage when it came out.
The Thing was ripped a new arsehole. We were talking about Hook before. We were talking about We Grew Up with Hook.
a new arsehole.
We grew up as Hook. Oh, God. We grew up with Hook as like a VHS home staple. Like nearly every house in the 90s had Hook on VHS. We really liked it. That film was shat on at release.
Yeah.
Stuff grows.
Philistines, one and all.
Labyrinth did not do well. Absolute classic now. Like, it's how it works. So the dependency of the review being positive for a thing to survive is a mentality that has sort of developed out of, I think, online film culture. Rotten Tomatoes, aggregates, things like that. I've sort of slowly convinced everybody.
Online film culture is rotten.
But it's slowly convinced everybody that is the life or death of a film. And it's
it really isn't. It really isn't.
It's rotten on Rotten Tomatoes, so that's it. It's fucked. It's like, is it? How about I go watch it? How about I read a review and go, oh, that person didn't like it for these reasons.
It's fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. It's perfect.
It's like, no, it isn't. It just means it's got good reviews. Good reviews doesn't mean it's amazing. It's all dependent on the individual reviewer, the thing you, the reader, take from the review. Reviews and reviewers are an interesting and, fairly important part of selling a thing.
The thing that reviews are is for telling you if you will like something. So you kind of need to find reviewers that tend to agree with you. That's how it works.
Or we're just, like, eloquent enough that even if they don't like it, you can take something from the article where you go, I think I'd like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're gonna be a reviewer, do your job, especially if it's your livelihood. Like,
do your fucking
if
job.
if you're like, do you know what, I can't be asked watching. I've got precious time in the day. I'm not gonna watch this. Then don't carry on watching it, but don't post a review with a definitive score.
God, yeah. But it's bad.
Do like a reaction. Do like impressions, and do like I watched this week. I couldn't get into it, and here are the reasons why.
Don't do impressions in the review though. It can get very grain.
Quick, do an impression of the Count from Sesame Street.
1 2
You got to count to 300.
3. That will be the longest episode ever.
Gargantuan Apple, favourite title, kink shaming the Mandalorian.
As we should.
People flip the bird at the Aviarad credit in No Way Home. Keek says, are there any movies you hated until the final act? I don't know if there's been any films that have won me round in the last act. But I think with me, it's more there are films that I've not enjoyed initially, and then I've gone back years later, watched it and gone, oh, actually, I did. I saw this at a different time in my life. This meant something else, and now it means something else to me. I mean, Batman and Robin's a fantastic example.
Yeah.
Batman and Robin is a subjectively terrible movie. It is an objectively terrible movie.
Compromised product, yeah.
But it's compromised, and when you watch it just as we're going to have a laugh watching this. Because sometimes it's funny on purpose. A lot of the time it's funny because it's like, oh no. Yeah. And it's a really entertaining watch. And there are a few actors in it who are giving their all, and it's fascinating to watch. Like Uma Thurman is going for it, Schwarzenegger's going for it, and then there are actors who don't know what the fuck they're doing and are just phoning it in or haven't been given enough to work with, so are trying and it's failing, like Chris O'Donnell,
Mr. Clooney.
George Clooney, Alicia Silverstone, and it's as a result, it's a really entertaining watch. Is it a great film? No. Is it a great watch? Yes. Yeah. It's a lot of fun. So for me, it's more stuff that I come back around to eventually.
Agreed.
Oh, this is interesting. Millsy Hugh says, your movie sucks. His recent Oscar nominations video, half the nominees he stopped halfway through and yet still went on to review and rate the nominees. Why would you do that then? If you've not seen everything, why would you review it?
What's even nominated for the Oscars this year?
Movie films!
I don't care.
It's really late this year, isn't it? It's normally like January, February time. We've still not had it.
Years, man,
yeah, that's true. Ian says, I kind of love how Big Damn Cast has shown the decline of San Diego Comic-Con and Super Bowl because of how internet marketing has grown. That's true.
Yeah.
Obviously, like last 2 years compromised a bit, but with every year, our San Diego trailer wrap-up and Super Bowl trailer wrap-up has lessened. E3 fucking vanished in the time in the time we started this podcast to this last regular episode. E3 is gone. That's mad.
Killed it, mate.
We killed it.
We did kill
together, and we'll do it again.
I will kill again.
SL Prawn says a lot of game reviewers are doing in progress reviews. They don't rate it, but give you an opinion or experience.
Which I think
perfect way to do it.
Upfront about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
Gym impressions.
Yeah.
James Stephanie Sterling does gym impressions.
Years ago, Giant Bomb started moving away from the review model into the quick look model, where they will do a video with commentary of like a 20-minute, half an hour chunk of gameplay, and it was much better at giving you an impression of the game.
Yeah, because you come out of it going like, I can't wait to play more of this, or not really for me, but maybe you guys will enjoy it. It's like there you go. Perceptions change, context change, etc. That's just the way it is sometimes. So a lot of the less nuanced, basic, good or bad absolute scores just don't interest me anymore. So to answer an apple, I'd rather hear why they like it or don't like it than see what score it's given. I think if we ever did like out and out reviews going forward, we wouldn't score them.
No,
we'd just say watch the review.
Or we give them silly arbitrary scores.
I give this movie 7 Nicolas Cages out of 7 Nicolas Cages.
That's what I'm going to give The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
Does look good, that doesn't it? Does look good. In fact, you know what? When that comes out, we will do a review for Patreon. But I'll just moderate it. I want you and Charlie to go and see it together and then review it.
Well, it
feels like the natural succession.
It's due out like the week before the baby's due.
Then tell the baby to pause.
Yeah, so stay in there. Stay in there.
Keek says, I had a similar thing with Buffy Season 6. As a teen, it never hit right, and I really slogged through it.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
See, I liked it a lot initially, Season 6, because it was the one that I was regularly watching on Broad. By that point, BBC Two was showing it like only a couple weeks after America, finally. So it was like, oh, yes, I'm finally up to date on it. Yeah. So I was really excited by it all. On reflection, as much as I enjoyed big parts of Series 6 and 7, I think it should have ended at Series 5 where it was meant to end.
Yep.
It was a better ending.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
Even though there's still, we don't get the musical episode without Series 6, but still.
Oh. Well, great loss.
It is a good episode.
I know, I'm over the whole musical episode thing.
This was
As
the
a
first
person
one,
who likes musicals.
This is the first one.
Yeah, so it's got a lot of fucking
And it did so well, so it started this shitty trend, and then Scrubs and everyone was doing it.
Got a lot to answer for.
Dobby says, I've really come around on The Last Jedi on my last visit.
It does that.
Again, I'm looking forward to rewatching that for the first time because I didn't like it, but I respected it. And having seen Rise of Skywalker, I think I respect Last Jedi even more now.
I'm actually doing something a little bit different.
Yeah. Why have been done different?
What have been different?
Evil Emma says, Big Damn Boys, I have returned and I'm on a shiny new PC. Congratulations. The first thing you're watching on your new gaming PC is this shit. Well done.
Thanks. You see me in 4K.
A lot of love for Buffy Season 6, actually. Speaking of Batman, says Dopey, I've noticed a pattern.
Batman.
The second one in the series is best. Batman Returns over Batman.
Yeah.
Batman and Robin over Batman Forever.
No.
The Dark Knight is generally considered the best of that trilogy. I don't know if that's a pattern. I mean, I prefer Batman 89, and you prefer Batman Returns.
I prefer Batman Returns.
We both prefer Batman Forever over Batman and Robin.
Because I prefer my my Batman throwing clowns down drains with bombs strapped to the front of him.
And I prefer my Batman being third billing on the cast list to a clown.
you go.
Michael Keaton, Kim Basinger. No, hang on.
Jack Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson, Kim Basinger. No, actually, it's the other way around. It's the other way around. It's Jack Nicholson, Michael Keaton, Kim Basinger. Although I've seen some where it's been Jack, then Kim, then Michael. Is Michael Keaton second or third billing on returns?
He's got to be first billing.
I don't know. Well, he might be. Yeah.
He's got to be third billing under.
Yeah, because
Michelle Pfeiffer.
Because Kilmer's first billing on Forever, I think. Yeah. But then it goes back to like Batman's like third billing on Batman and Robin. It's like Schwarzenegger, Thurman, Clooney, O'Donnell. And featuring Alicia Silverstone.
It might be Kilmer carried Tommy Lee Jones. No, let's find out. Let's find out.
I know. In some place it was marketed as Jim Carrey, Val Kilmer.
That's true.
Tommy Lee Jones, but
I can't bother Googling. What the fuck am I doing? We're doing a podcast. What am I googling? Fucking Batman Forever posters. What the fuck's going on?
When you could just be quoting Batman Forever.
I could just be quoting Batman Forever.
This is your brain on the box. This is my brain on the box.
Does anybody else feel like a fried egg? It's so you and you're so you.
Was that too much? I can never tell.
It's very good.
It's boiling acid.
Oh no, my glasses!
That's the one where he smashed through the skylight and that guy goes, Batman! It's just so... How's my mole?
Two-Face's goose were like, Face! Face! Face!
Your entrance was good. His was better. It's an entertaining as fuck movie, that film. Yeah. It is so much fun. And what I love now about the fact that like Keaton stuff is now, they've gone, Batman 89 is a comic book series by DC. It follows on after Batman Returns.
Yeah.
Harvey Dent is played by the likeness of Billy D. Williams and will become Two-Face in the book.
Yes. And
Keaton being in the upcoming Flash and everything, they've basically gone, the two Burton movies are their own series. The Schumacher movies are sort of like...
I'm not part of it!
Yeah,
David S. Batman.
I was going to say, was that a David S. Pumpkins reference in 2022?
Yeah. 2022.
I'm so proud
we're still
of you.
talking about David S. Pumpkins.
But I sort of love that because it means that Batman Forever and Batman and Robin have become the 90s animated series spin-off from a movie version of that series. You know, like where the animated series for Godzilla and stuff, Men in Black, carries on from the films, but then you realise during it, actually, this is a whole new continuity. It's just used the film as a... MTV Spider-Man, same thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's just sort of using it as a basis.
Beetlejuice.
And technically, the only thing connecting it is two cast members. Michael Gough as Alfred.
Yeah.
And Pat Hingle as Commissioner Gordon.
Ah, good old Pingle.
And a reference to Catwoman in Batman Forever, where Chase Meridian says, like, you know, like whether you talk to very incredibly strong women, like, or do I need to say that with PVC and a whip or something? And it's like, I mean, that just could be a dominatrix reference, but it's obviously a Catwoman reference. But it's like, okay, sure. And you just imagine, there was a Catwoman. Oh my god, you know what they need to do now then? They need to do a DC online comic series set in the Schumacher universe, so we can see the Schumacher version of Joker, Penguin, Catwoman. You're just quoting Batman 89 now. Ooh. Ooh. I've got a flying mouse to kill. And I want to clean my claws. That's my Batman movie. It always will be. I love it.
Crap.
Ah. SL Prawn says in that theory, Justice League's not better than Batman v Superman, though. Are any of those movies better? Again, as we always say around here, we wish we liked them.
Zack Snyder's Justice League is better than Batman v Superman. I feel confident saying that. And that's a movie that's 2 hours too long.
I would say it's 4 hours too long.
I like that movie more than I was expected to, and that's enough for me.
Emma says Michael Keaton greater than life. I see that. Doesn't make me want to go see Morbius though.
Michael Morbius.
Jesus. I get exhausted when I see long videos ranting about Batman and Robin in 2022. It's such an easy way to get clicks, and I think it's high time to move on. The film is more comfortable in its own skin than people suggest. Yeah, there are big issues, and the most fascinating takedown of Batman and Robin is the special features on the DVD and Blu-ray of Batman and Robin. There's a big documentary across the 4 films in that anthology called it's like Legends of the Bat or Shadows of the Bat, something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's in 4 parts, 2 on Batman Returns, 1 on Batman Forever, and 1 on Batman and Robin. And the Batman and Robin one is fascinating because there are interviews done at the time, and there are interviews done in the early 2000s when the DVDs were being put together. And in those interviews,
reappraisal.
And after the film's release, those interviews are the best ones. Yeah. Joel Schumacher talking very openly about, like, I wanted to make a movie. I was told to do certain things. I just tried to make the best one I could. We had a good time for the most part. I know there are people who like it, but if you're watching this and you didn't enjoy it, but you'd like the first one, if you like Batman Forever, but you didn't enjoy this one, I'm really sorry. It's like, dude. It makes you want to go back in time and find every instance where you've slagged it off somewhere and go, yeah, shut up. Yes, it's not great. But
I've had a similar thing with the Star Wars prequels.
I think they are shit. I enjoy watching one of them a lot.
I think Attack of the Clones is shit.
Yeah, that is objectively and subjectively
a terrible
shit.
film.
But I enjoy Phantom Menace a lot. And a lot of that is nostalgia. I know it's nostalgia.
Yeah, Phantom Menace and Revenge of the Sith are fine.
It's also the only clean entry point in those prequels. Like if I were to like stick one of them on, I'd stick Phantom Menace on because it's got a beginning. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like it begins with a beginning and characters that go on a journey and you meet people and stuff.
Yeah.
Revenge of the Sith is a objectively better movie. I just don't enjoy it as much, but can't help it. Meme culture does work its magic. So there are things about Revenge of the Sith I think we all enjoy more now because we think of memes. I mean, for fuck's sake, the trailer for Kenobi was posted on all of Disney Plus's social media sites with the caption, Hello there. Like, they know... We just watched the biggest movie of the last decade financially have Willem Dafoe quote one of the most memeable moments from Spider-Man in it. In the 2 screenings I saw, one in Lincoln, one in Manchester, people audibly went, "Hey!" when he said it. That doesn't happen in the UK.
I never thought I'd hear him say "back to formula" on screen again.
You got Back to Formula. We got Can the Spider-Man Come Out to Play? The Spider-Man Come Out to Play, which was nice.
Spider-Man.
But obviously it was the as you know, I'm something of a scientist myself, and the whole cinema just went. And the Star Wars prequels have gone through a similar kind of memification that has made we're a lot more affectionate to them now.
General Kenobi. I feel like
I saw the security hologram of him killing younglings, clearly laughing. Amazing. Amazing.
I think the Clone Wars cartoon being so well received had something to do with that, though.
That too. There's a generation of kids who grew up with Star Wars as a Saturday morning cartoon that had
which
movies.
is what the prequels are.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're really long, really boring Saturday morning cartoons.
Really long, really boring. Really long, really boring.
Very good, very nice. Yeah.
Keek says, I will never get over Uma Thurman doing a sexy dance in a fucking gorilla suit.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
Isn't it weird?
Striptease. Striptease and a fucking big
I can't remember whose view of it I watched, like whose sort of video essay about the film I watched, which again wasn't a takedown, it was a let's examine this movie because it's a fucking trip.
It is a trip.
Where they said it says so much that Joel Schumacher, an incredibly powerfully gay man,
like
Joel Schumacher.
The force of his homosexuality will compel you.
You know about the notches on his bedpost, right?
Oh yeah.
He whittled away at that bedpost with every conquest he ever had so much that it just didn't have a fucking end of the bed anymore. Like Joel Schumacher got around, no one has had a bad word to say about him. So it wasn't like some kind of guy taking advantage. It wasn't a creepy Bryan Singer thing. He just was a player. He slept with so many dudes over his 50-year career. I mean, the guy made the Lost Boys. You know the rap party for that. He's just right, come on.
God, how many of that cast?
But he was so powerfully gay, such a powerfully gay man, that he was
powerfully gay. I love that
phrase.
Which
makes sense when I say he looked at Batman and Robin and he went, yeah, there's a lot of female gaze in this. There's a lot of showing off of men's body. That's the terminology. It's going to change at some point. There'll be a new version of it. Female gaze refers to when men are oglet in film. Male gaze refers to when females are oglet in film. The terminology will change eventually. But like, there's so much female gaze in Batman and Robin. The close up with the suits, the way they're sculpted. That club scene in particular is just dudes dressed as Tarzan, oiled up, swinging around. There's so much female gaze that he went, I should probably put something in for like the hetero dudes and the gay ladies, right? I know. Uma Thurman in a gorilla costume. Like, he was so powerfully gay that he couldn't see how that was like anti-sexy, unsexy, inverse sexy, reverse. I'm half surprised he didn't make her dress into it as the
Put some clothes on, love.
Oh yeah, get dressed as a sexy gorilla.
Put some clothes on,
It's bizarre.
God,
it's bizarre.
Powerfully gay. I love it. I'm gonna use it as an inspirational phrase more often because it's wonderful. That's a wonderful turn of phrase.
Yeah, here we go. It's Batman and Robin. It's refreshing to watch now because it never get made today. Its effect on the genre...
No, because it got made in 1999!
But its effect on the genre has long since passed, so I'm just like, it's chill. No pun intended.
It is chill. It is chill. Even if it put the genre on ice for a while.
What killed the superhero genre?
The Ice Age!
IGB Commander says, I'd like to think we're all powerfully gay.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
The powerfully gay, everyone.
Yeah.
Great example of negative criticism done as a fascinating video essay and not just a slagging off match. Ian's pointed out Lindsay Ellis, the YouTuber, her epic on the Phantom of the Opera. Well, former YouTuber, yeah. But archive up there to watch it. Her ongoing series about adaptations of Phantom of the Opera, culminating in the powerfully gay Joel Schumacher's Phantom of the Opera adaptation from 2004, which is terrible.
And then carrying on into the
Love Never Dies, which is also terrible.
And I kissed you, and I touched you,
and we apparently had a baby at some point.
Fucking dirge of a song.
We've got that on Blu-ray. Should we do a watch party and commentary for it?
That's what we're gonna have to, aren't we?
Because Lou's a huge fan of Phantom of the Opera, so she owns like the 25th anniversary concert version. I took her to see it at Her Majesty's, back when they were allowed a full band and Andrew Lloyd Webber wasn't skipping out and paying people. And she's seen it on tour a load of times, and we own the Schumacher film because she has a soft spot for it, because for a while that was the only way she could like absorb it as a thing.
Yeah.
So I bought her the Blu-ray of Love Never Dies because it'd been and gone, and I was like, yeah. And then she read up on it a bit more, and we've still not watched it. We've owned it for about 9 years, and we've not watched it. She's like, I don't want to do it. I think we should all get drunk at some point and watch Love Never Dies.
Yes, we should. Yes, we should.
I can hear Jared Butler shouting. You mentioned Phantom, and I just hear that section. What, the point of no return? Just like, oh, no. Quick, put him in a shitload of movies about geographical disasters and presidents. He was in 300. There we go. There's the link. The thumbnail should just be you, me, and Leonidas. A video on Disney and how it merchandised Star Wars really changed my viewpoint on a lot of things. You should do a video on the merchandising of Star Wars. Lindsay Ellis?
Yeah, I think so.
God, it's been a while. It's been a while! Right. Final questions. Get them in now because we're going to pull up the emails. Oh my God, this is the last
This is it.
email read of Big Damn Cast.
In its current form.
In its current form.
Its current form.
You're so scared that they've forgotten, aren't you?
We're not finished.
We're not finished. This is finished.
Doing less of them.
This is finished, but it's also coming back as something else. Anyway,
Weird big hand. Oh, big hands.
Big damn hands.
Big hands. I want to do a big arm thing.
Quick. See what? Mr. Fantastic reached toward that camera. So no. Reach down so you can get the full. No, reach down so you get the full stretch. Keep going. Reach down. Reach.
No!
Oh, you thought it was... Oh, my God.
that's been your plan all along for these 300 episodes.
Jesus Christ.
Man, so
Keek says,
by.
it's like whenever you mention... So Matt says, Keek says, whenever you mention Pierce Brosnan, all she hears is, well, maybe you shouldn't be living here. Taffin fun. Have you ever watched Taffin?
No.
We should watch Taffin.
I think that's all we need to see, really, isn't it? I think we've said all that needs to be said about Taffin.
He's a tough guy debt collector who's come to stop a local renovator from getting rid of a community field or something. That's literally the plot of Taffin.
None of this town is none of your business.
Oh man, he goes on living, here it is. Paradigm Dalek Supreme action figure behind Chris. Yep.
Paradigm Dalek.
Big remote control.
I love those Mini Cooper Daleks. They're so big and bumpery and
I love them.
They're chunky fun.
Chunky fun, ogle fun. Innocent ogle fun. I can't get to it.
Which incidentally is the name of my OnlyFans. So
Big Damn OnlyFans win?
This one comes in from... You'll never guess. You'll never guess. A Tom Monte! With the subject heading, The Final Big Damn Cast? Question mark, question mark, question mark. That got you, didn't it? What do I do now, Dad?
If anyone knows what that was a reference to.
If anyone gets that reference, put it in the chat.
Oh my god. Keek says the full Tom Monty, if you will.
Yeah, we're doing it. We're doing the full Tom Monty. We're going.
IGB Commanders joined Patreon as well, the Patreon. Thank you so very much. You'll be one of the first to find out what comes next.
Go!
Genuinely impressive. You two big boys did this for 300 weeks straight through COVID and sickness.
Yeah, it is genuinely impressive that I put with him for 300 weeks straight. Thank you very much. Doing a long... I do a big arm thing.
For those listening along at home, Matt just got his willy out again.
No, I didn't. You can't prove it.
Big Damn OnlyFans.
Dear Chris and Matt.
Oh no.
My apologies for not emailing in for a while. I'm in my final year of university at the moment, and it's been quite a stressful time. But I have gathered the impression that episode 300 will be marking a significant change for the Big Damn Cast. Whether this means you're planning on ending it or not.
The show!
I just wanted to pop my head in, just in case it's the last opportunity to do so. But I really hope it's not. I was regretful to discover that episode 299 was the perfect opportunity to send a buttload of Doctor Who-related questions for potentially the final time. Oh yeah, because we're never going to talk about Doctor Who again.
Well, we said that in the episode description.
Oh yeah.
But then the huge grand story happened.
Again. Yeah. Never! Never! Never!
There are people freaking out in the comments about you doing the voice, by the way.
I didn't see Chris's announcement on Twitter until it was too late.
Wait, the ominous countdown didn't give anything away?
To make up for this, I have prepared one final Doctor Who related statement.
But we've answered all Doctor Who questions forever.
My client has prepared this statement. Wishes to say nothing more this time.
Okay.
But the following bad written statement.
The statement.
I don't think I emailed in during the airing of Doctor Who Flex. And that is reflective of how I felt towards it. Similar similar to season 11 and season 12, I spiced it. And I'm glad you both shared similar thoughts to me. It was a jumbled, incompetent mess, especially those last 2 episodes.
My body could not be more ready for this era to finally be over, and for some RTD goodness to return to my life and spray all over me.
Some of these words are like creeping out of you.
Hopefully cleanse my memory of the past few years of the show.
I mean, there's other ways to do that, to be honest.
Yeah.
There's other more delicious ways to do that.
In the meantime, I've finally completed my adventures in classic Doctor Who.
Drew!
And from what I've seen, I've concluded that my three favourite classic Doctors are Patrick, Tom, and Colin.
Oh, Colin.
I think the latter is criminally underrated by the fandom, and I think it's purely based on his first outing where he strangles poor Betty. I think my favourite single moment in the whole of Classic Who is from that same story where Six enters a room and exclaims, "Villain! Murderer!" Just
complete with long arm.
Wonderful. My favourite serials of each Doctor were...
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Strap
in.
The Time Meddler.
Yeah? That's it. Peter Butterworth was the meddling monk.
Tomb of the Cybermen.
Yeah, pretty much like a... Hey, you want to see some black and white Who? Watch Tomb of the Cybermen. There you go.
Time Warrior.
For those long at home, my penis just flopped out. I mean, I licked my lips like a Santaran.
The Talons of Weng Chiang.
Oh, what a shame.
We'll rend your flesh! The Caves of Androzani.
Damn right.
Vengeance on Varos. And Remembrance of the Daleks, respectively. And I'd just like to say that Chris, and not Chris's, reviews of the show have been bloody lovely to listen to alongside my travels.
You've been doing that too.
And I have. And I appreciate how you dedicate entire episodes to extra Doctor Who content, like Dimensions in Time and Proms. It's very thoughtful of you.
We're currently in the middle of Modern Series 6. So after we finish all the episodes, we have to do one extra long one about all the fucking shorts and prequels and iTunes exclusives. But we're going to do it. We're going to do it.
Titus Camp.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's probably the most comprehensive Doctor Who review series you can find on YouTube. And Chris, your Anthony Ainley impression is a thing of beauty. I'm glad you're continuing with the modern run, and part of me hopes that you never catch up so that the bi-weekly content never stops.
We've made that many of them now that there's 2 a month. Like, guaranteed. We used to space it out to 1 a month, but we banked them so far ahead that we've brought them back a bit. So
you will catch up eventually, though. Because the schedule's been shit for the last 4 years.
I think by the time of the 60th, we'll probably have caught up.
Yeah, well, I'll be nice.
Yeah.
I'll be nice.
Which would be a nice way to sort of... Yeah. To end it, really. I think that'd be quite a cool way to end it. Sort of like, we end with the 60th review, and then just like once a year we'll go back and look at what was on that last year.
The new Torchwood.
Nope! Although with Torchwood and Sarah Jane, we did like a sampling of each one, and talked about it, and then we did a couple of specific stories as separate videos. For both of them, Lucy ended up going, I kind of want to watch the whole thing now. And I'm like, we can't, because we'll just be adding more things to our marathon. And we could watch
the video of yours that I've just watched, though, you said you were going to do them all.
Yeah, well, we changed our minds. The sooner we got, the closer we got to them, the more Lou went, I don't think I could do everything.
Good.
And then she watched some Sarah Jane Adventures, and she was like, oh, we should have watched the whole thing. It's really good. And I was like, well, tell you what, when we finish our Who marathon, we won't do videos about it, but we'll just watch all of Sarah Jane.
Good, that's good, because that means I'd have to watch.
And she'd never seen Children of Earth. That's coming up. She'd never seen it before, and I was like, we have to do Torchwood Children of Earth. Because I still think it's the best piece of telly that's come out of modern Doctor Who, in terms of TV. Not necessarily the best piece of Doctor Who to come out of modern Doctor Who, but yeah. For those listening along at home, Matt's penis just glared at me and winked.
As my time draws to a close, I'm sorry to hear that song.
Oh God, Tom, no!
I feel inclined to reflect on the first time I emailed in around the broadcast of BBC's Class in 2016.
Jesus,
6 years ago now. Blimey.
I need to show you this after we finish the recording. they'll be out online for everyone by the time this episode's out. But I spent 5 hours the other night resourcing from my hard drives and everything all the thumbnails for every episode, and I've put them into 3 big collages. One of them's gone out
I saw
already.
the first one, yeah.
Yeah, and it
Yikes.
amazed me. There's like 2 or 3 class ones in that first 100 episodes, and then it's like, yeah, never again.
Never
Like,
again.
No, we're done. Thanks.
Never
We're
again.
done.
Never again. Ugh. I remember thoroughly enjoying your thoughts regarding how abysmal that show was.
That was the first time we nearly gave up. Actually,
I have been hooked ever since.
we did a commentary for the finale,
And
it fucked up, and we had to re-record it.
again.
And we're like, no, and we decided if we get through this, we will get through any recording cock up.
And you know what? We pretty much did.
We did.
We pretty much did. It's not recording cock-ups that are stopping us. Well, not stopping us, slowing us down. We're not going anywhere, guys.
Well, a cock's part.
Mwah.
A cock and this knobhead.
Okay. Whatever BDC's fate is, I just want to say thank you to the 2 of you for providing wonderful auditory entertainment for the past few years. And if Matt hasn't been doing the classic Tom Monty voice up until this point, I never disappoint. I would very much appreciate one final usage of it for this last part. Before I go, I just want to tell you, you were fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. And do you know what? Tom Monty.
Colin Dent or Dente.
Colin Dent or Denton.
I was thinking about this. I'm 30 bag years old and recently divorced. I was thinking about this the other day. Is that where the Tom Monty voice kind of symbiotically
It started as my
dribbled from?
It started off as my terrible Vincent Price impression.
Vincent Price.
And then moved into that because I can't do a Vincent Price impression.
But you can do a Tom Monty.
I can do a Tom Monty. However, I'm not going to be doing a Tom Monty for this next one.
Well, chat have been saying, by the way.
Oh yeah, well, chat been saying.
Imagining if the new baby inherits Matt's Tom Monty voice.
I mean, I'll teach her as best I can.
To which Keek said, "Dear merciful Zeus, I hope not."
Dear merciful Zeus! In the name of Zeus's salty butthole!
Speaking of Zeus's salty butthole, I don't know who the email's from. So
This one comes in from Lewis.
oh, okay.
And they
take
say,
it.
They
Take
say,
that.
say, greetings, Chris and Matt.
Oh.
We've reached the end of the ominous countdown, and has the moment been prepared for? By him, not by me.
Logopolis aired. Like 40. When did Tom finish? 80.
About 6 minutes ago, you have to ask his missus.
No, you. Logopolis aired like this time earlier in the week.
Yeah.
When it came out, because someone pointed that out to me and I was really scared. Guy Lambert pointed it out to me. He asked, "Has the moment been prepared for?" And then he went, "Funnily enough." I was like,
Funnily enough.
"There you go." It's like,
Funnily
oh my
enough.
god.
Bit of trivia for you. I don't know. I'm writing this before I know what the hell is going on. It's all guesswork at this point. Yeah, you and me both.
We've been doing guesswork for 300 episodes.
But if this is the end of an era, and it kind of is, then I'd like to say a huge thank you to both of you for keeping me entertained for the last 300 weeks.
So sorry. 300.
300 weeks.
Think of the things you could have been doing instead for 300 weeks. You could have.
Think of the things I could have been doing for 300 weeks. The Big Damn Cast has been a consistent source of pop culture entertainment that has accompanied me throughout my late teens and into my 20s.
Holy shit.
All the while, fucking hell, I feel old now. All the while providing
Welcome to
some
my
of the
world.
funniest, most interesting content I've heard in podcast form. From Throbbing Pete Meat to the Pope's wife, from the problem with Harley Quinn to asking the questions on everyone's mind like, what does James Franco smell like? And lest we forget, I'll do the fingering. I revisit the podcast and YouTube channel very often. Thank you.
Thanks.
With the Big Damn Love series being a huge influence.
So you're the subscriber.
Make on YouTube. The podcast keep me sane during lockdowns and long work hours. If this is the end, which it isn't, I'll be sorry to see you guys go. And if it's a brand new beginning, which it is, I can't wait to see what's in store for the future. Thank you both for creating my absolute favourite podcast, you poor soul. And for consistently delivering the goods.
Deliver the gods. Bring me the gods.
Bring me the gods. The goods week after week. Tatty bye.
And good luck, my dear.
Jesus, could you do me a quick favour?
No.
Actually, one of you lot could do it. When was the last anniversary episode? What date? And let me know in the chat as soon as possible. Thank you very much.
Why? Why do you know?
I know it's around late May to late June. It's around that period.
Yeah, that's around when we started. Yeah.
It's usually when the anniversary.
It's going to be 3. It's going to be 312. Episode 312. If we were doing it weekly.
It'd be 312. So the numbering's buggered. Hey, guess what? The 3rd anniversary episode joke is slightly weird now, but canon means fuck all if the writers decide to do something new.
What happened is it's what Doctor Who magazine did. It was weekly, then it went monthly, then it went bi-weekly, then it went monthly again. The numbering's fucked. Amazing Spider-Man.
Numbers fucked.
Amazing Spider-Man. Bi-monthly, monthly.
3 times a month.
3 times a month.
That was a fucking weird period of time.
Good though.
It was good, but it was also like
mostly good.
It was also like, what if I financially can't do this? Like, surely.
Well, the assumption was that you were buying Amazing and Spectacular and Friendly Neighbourhood anyway.
Poor Friendly Neighbourhood.
So
it was only its own thing for like 7, 8 issues, and then it just sort of gets absorbed into the other. No, it started in the other. And then it was its own thing for like 12 issues.
Absorbed into the Spider-Man. Absorbed into the Spider-Man thing.
I like
Spider-Man thing.
Man thing! All who know fear burn at the touch of the man thing.
Wait, if episode 312 was going to be our anniversary, I can work it out.
Ian says, wait, so the Big Damn Finish audio dramas aren't canon?
No, sadly not.
We just look up the anniversary episodes of the playlist on YouTube and see when they were published. Ha ha ha. Because there's no specific date. Because it obviously it's suffice to say, going forward, June 15th. So it's June. It's always around June time. Yeah. So suffice to say, folks, going forward, we wouldn't be like celebrating. It wouldn't be like a here's our 6th year special. It'd just be an anniversary special.
Yeah.
I think that might be the perfect time to start the new version.
Are we going to be taking that long a break?
We're going to be putting stuff out on Patreon.
Okay.
And bits and pieces here on YouTube. But as far as like the big episode, I think that gives us enough time to...
We'll break until June.
We'd be making stuff. Keep in mind, we wouldn't be recording it like the day before it goes out.
No, I know.
We'd record bits and pieces in the couple weeks leading up to it.
It feels strange to not be doing this next week.
Weird, isn't it? Well, I was going to say I could come over, but I can't. I'm going to Lincoln next week.
Oh, yeah, exactly. You can't.
Shit. Hang on. What day is it? Madam! What year is this?
2013!
Oh, never mind. No, yeah, I'm going later in the week. So, like, I'm totally just going to come round to yours next week and be like, get the Blue Yeti out! Get the snowball out!
No.
Come on! No. You'd be like, we're not recording. I know we're not, but like, just put it between us.
It just feels like... I just want it to feel like it used to. Yeah.
I think around the time of the original birth of the show, not the only birth that one. I think the time around the original birth of the show would be a really fun time to launch.
I think you're right.
The new version of what this is. There will be. IGB says I'm still waiting for Beautician and the Beast. Oh, again,
we've got
patreon.com/bigdamncast.
Beautician and the Beast. It's gonna happen, man.
Because we're not going away.
We're not going away.
Like we're going to be on Twitter. We're going to be in the Discord for patrons. We're going to start putting stuff out on Patreon. We're going to start putting stuff out on Patreon. I think in the next few months we're definitely going to get a bunch of commentaries together that we've wanted to do for a while, because that's fair and easy enough.
Well, the last one we did,
I set up to record. You swing over. We watch the thing. You go back and burp somebody, and then when you finish rubbing Keeks' back, you pick up your baby.
Well, apparently the most efficient way to burp them isn't necessarily to like hold them. It's to like just have them on their back and then have their little legs and just roll them about a little bit. So you're just like, I
do that with our puppy.
Yeah. It depends.
I can has be a dad.
Yeah. Well,
I'm trained now, right?
No.
We have to put a little lead on him once a day and walk him somewhere.
Yeah, but you don't just let him shit in a box.
Mine aren't that well trained.
Shit themselves. Just change the napper.
Oh Jesus. Gargantua says I'm a patron, but I don't actually have access to the Discord. Do we send out manual codes? Because
we do. I
can go in and I can rejig it.
That's me not being able to keep on top of it with everything else.
But now you've got 3 weeks of production time to look into bits and pieces. It's not like you're preparing for anything else right now. So yeah, there's plenty to come in the next few months. We will regularly be talking to y'all. I think early to mid June's the perfect launch time for the next thing.
Yeah.
Because how often will it be out? Won't be weekly. But it'll never be away for too long, and there will be constant new stuff all the time. So we're going to be making things.
Just not in the same form.
Yeah. So part of me wants to be like, let's sort of wrap up this thing, and I'm like, why? Because like you're saying, it's basically regenerating. It's just changing its form.
Yeah.
And it's showing up a bit less often. But to all of you who showed up...
It's the Colin Baker season.
Yeah. Oh my god, you guys have to get to work on a charity single.
It's season 22.
You guys have got to do Big Damn in Distress.
Let's all send him our SOS. It's not how SOS's work. No. Don't send the SOS to the person in trouble. The person in trouble sends the SOS out to you for you to help them. That's how that works. This is I
think John's actually done a better job of wrapping this up than us.
Oh, what's he said?
I just realised the Big Damn cast, with the hashtag well done, started during my first year as a professional animator. I remember listening to those early episodes on my walks through Belfast, and since then it's been an unconventional but comforting companion. 2 big damn lads in my hashtag John-sized ears.
I like to think I am an unconventional yet comfortable companion.
I'm going to miss the knowledge that you guys might be waiting in my podcast app of choice, and that's somehow poignant. It's been
not as often.
Yeah, it's not for a bit.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure listening and occasionally guesting. I look forward to what the hashtag Big Damn future holds. Also hope to catch up with you folk in the flesh in the near future. Yes, please. Please do.
I would like that.
Yeah, I think that's the comfort blanket. For those of you who have been with us the entire time, thank you so much. Because even in the weeks where on a professional level with this, like as a thing we're making that we're hoping people see, there are times where you look at the low listen count and you sort of go, oh, okay. But the thing is, there was a certain number that never disappeared or wavered. Ever. Which means that there are a bunch of you out there who have, without fail, tuned in every week or binged every couple weeks, a couple episodes. And that means a lot. We want the show to grow and we have plans now to do that. But that doesn't mean we're going, oh yeah, sod you guys, we're doing this. The fact that you've been here means a whole lot, and we hope that you stick with us through what happens next. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
for making sure this happened every damn week.
Thank you for doing it with me, and continuing
and the podcast.
Hey, there we go.
And advance thank you for the work you're about to put in, like to fit this project in around a very new period.
We'll fit it in.
Of your life, and again, it's a big ask, and I really do appreciate that. So thank you so much, because I think as well we both like this. We both enjoy it. We both need it. We both get annoyed by it.
We do need it.
We need it. We get annoyed by it.
Yeah.
It's great. We fucking hate doing it.
Yeah.
We have a blast making it. And we will continue to do that. We cannot wait for you to see what is going to be next. Ian, thank you so much. Thank you very, 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 very much for that. I'll talk about that on the Discord afterwards. Bless you. Here's to you, boys, says Dopey. Thanks for the lasting companionship. Look forward to your future and buying your pint when I move to Manchester later this year.
Hey.
There we go. Well, we're going to have to do some kind of live show then, aren't we? Oh, look, the sorts of things that we can plan now. So, yeah. And big damn congrats to Matt and Keeks, says Gigantuan.
Thank you.
Damn right. Big damn right.
Big damn right.
If you miss us next week, there's 300 fucking episodes to go back and listen to.
But we'll be back before you know
it. Spend a few months having a binge.
Yeah.
Keep checking the Twitter. Patrons, come hang out with us on the Discord, patreon.com/bigdamcast. I think the theme music should probably play us out. Seems appropriate.
Yeah, that seems appropriate. Well, let the whole thing play.
Bye!
Bye!
Oh! Mince!
I'm falling into the abyss!